been a long day. It's been a long day. Welcome, welcome, welcome to. Wait, am I audible? The other way. Welcome to another episode of Dots Connected Through History. My name, as always, is Ali, and yeah, we're on a different we're on a different time today. It's weird. No, all throughout the day, I was contemplating when to have this stream. Part of it was also due to a little bit of laziness. I'm saying, can I just save it for tomorrow? I mean, it was one of those days, but then I said, nah, I gotta put it today, even for me too, because I was very, very interested in the particular topic as well. So, I had to get past the laziness aspect of it, and then I I had to go somewhere to I had an activity to do, which was very, very very fun. And when I came back, I'm trying to fight, eating, trying to fight the urge not to sleep. But hey, the show must go on. Welcome. I see some old faces. I see some old faces. And again, whether it's 5 people, 10 people, 15 people, or 1 people, hey, the more the merrier, or the least, I'll be fine with that. It's more than enough. All right. Now, before we actually get to it, I do want to remind everybody that this is a history stream. All right. If you're looking for some dawa or some religious content, there is another channel for that. And hopefully you'll see me there. But as far as this particular channel and this particular stream, we s- go, we are for, it's for history buffs, history nerds, history geeks, anybody who's a fan of history, anybody who may have gotten picked on, made fun of, yelled at. This is for us. This is for us. All right. So tomorrow. It's tomorrow. It was tomorrow. If you want to be technical about it, it was tomorrow. Okay. I meant what I said and I said what I meant. It was tomorrow. And I knew someone was going to say something like that. Not my fault you live in a different time zone. It was tomorrow. But anyhow, I see we got some people. Let me see if I can put the link out to see if they can come up. This ought to be fun. Before I do that, actually, let me actually go through the episode that we are gonna have today. Wait, the Plantagenet, the Normans, the Plantagenets, the Tudors. It is the fourth one. It should be the fourth one. Anyways, so yeah, let's actually go through the stream today. We are going to talk about the Stuart dynasty. For those of you who may, walaikum salam, who may have not been here before, this is your first time here. Well, it doesn't, at this point, we are going through the dynasties of the kings and queens of England. We had three previous streams where we talked about the first dynasties, and when I meant dynasties, I meant after the 11th century, after William the Conqueror. That's where we see, that's where our modern understanding of the English monarchy is concerned, after the 11th century, and which began from the Norman dynasty, William the First, or AKA William the Conqueror. Now we are at the Stuart dynasty. We went past the Normans, we went past the Plantagenets, and we went past the Tudors. That was fun. Now we are going to talk about the Stuarts. And the one word I have for this stream, looking at it in advance, talking about some of the, talking about some of the, in advance, talking about some of the Stuarts monarchs. The one word I have to say is uppity. Yeah, now these dudes and females, yeah, it was a lot. It's not necessarily as entertaining as the Tudors were. It's just stupid. A lot of stuff they did was just dumb. But as we will know, the more we go through it. So without further ado, let me get the link out for anybody who would like to accompany me before I start the stream. Un momento. No. By the way, if anybody comments that I was late you will be removed. All right. I was not late. I was just on time. Okay. Ready? No, 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 no. I really need an intro music now that I think about it. An intro music. I mean, this just looks dull. So I need to start working on this more and more. My brother-in-law has been talking about this, and yeah, I really should be focusing more on this. Anyways, it will happen. Okay. There we go. I like this. Yes. This is what I'm talking about. Yes. Yes. I couldn't have said it better myself. Never late. Never late. All right. So, guys, the link is out. Oh, no, not. Oh, man. Not just. I got to go to my right one. It's not technical difficulties. Come on. Come on. Work with me. Work with me. Work with me. Elmo's World. Doo-doo-doo. La, 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 la. Elmo's World. There we go. All right, the link has been pinned for. I'm gonna give it about another minute or two before I start the stream. So start the video, not the stream, the video. Anybody who would like to join me, you got 2 minutes to do so. There we go. All right. All right, I'm gonna give it about another minute or two. Oh, by the way, for those of you who may be concerned with it, at the event that I went to, a couple of people confused a lot of people regarding my age, as always. And at this point, it's a drug. It really is a drug. Just the look of, just it's so satisfying to see people bicker about how old I am. It really is satisfying. One of them said, You're in your early 20s." Other person said, "No, he acts old." I said, "Wait, what? What's that supposed to mean?" "No, he's like in his mid 30s." One person said, "No, no, 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 he's in his mid 20s." Other person said, "Mid 20. He looks like he's 21." I said, "Wait a minute. Okay." I just looking back and forth like this, and I enjoyed every second of it. I enjoyed every second of it. It's a drug now. It is a drug. Yes. Yes, it is. Hopefully, whenever I do get to that particular age where it does start getting noticeable, I'll be well, well, well beyond my years. I imagine myself being, 120 years old or 110 years old, looking like I'm 60. Woo! Mm. That wouldn't that be a doozy? Anyways, all right. Well, if no one's gonna join me, it's okay. Some people did say that they were gonna join early, later on. That's more than fine. So the video is about 45 minutes long. So, all right, let's get to it. I'm tired, but I'm energized at the exact same time. Yes, I am. So, let's go. All right, got it. Awesome. Let's do this. I kind of like this music now. It's a little bit soothing. Wa alaikum salam.
The story of the kings and queens of England is more surprising than you might think.
Everybody can hear
It's
loudly,
a fine
correct?
drama, 1,000 years of tales of lust and betrayal, of heroism and cruelty, of mysteries, murders.
Oh, look who it is. Look who it is. Look who we got here. I thought you were gonna join later on.
Yeah, it's later.
It's late. My bad. When I think of later,
No,
I
no,
don't
I
remember
was
about
having
time.
I was having breakfast.
Oh, you're having breakfast. Wow. Oh, time zones. You know what? I remember talking to you about that yesterday, and I said I would put it 6 o'clock, but some people live in different time zones, and it's about 3 a.m. in the morning. I mean, I can't be responsible for people staying up at night anymore. Let that be my job. So at least let it be early in the morning. Let people be having their breakfast. Let people be having their lunch or maybe even their dinner, but not literally 3 4 o'clock in the morning. That's why I had to change it. Excuse. So yeah, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine.
All right. So before we actually begin, is there anything you could inform us about that we should expect from this? Because I use the word uppity, which is people. It's just stupid. Something stupid is about to happen. So anything you want to add on?
There's going to be plenty of drama as we go along. This is the Stuarts after all.
You know.
But
Uh-huh.
this is something I forgot to mention. This is something I forgot to mention last stream about Richard the Third, and I
Oh.
need to I need to bring this up. He also
Mm-hmm.
just give me a second.
No problem. Hey, brother Hassan, how you doing?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam. Did you just wake up?
About half an hour ago? Yeah.
Well, I thank you for spending your morning on the show. It really means a lot. I thank you, and I really appreciate it. All right,
Yeah. Tomorrow.
all right. We're still talking about that song, bro. I can't tell you. Growing up, all those stupid kids movies where it wasn't just Annie. It was
Oh.
other shows and movies too. I remember one of them in particular was this one movie called Like Mike, and literally it's
Mm,
about this.
yeah.
It's the sun will come out
The
tomorrow.
kid with the sneakers, right?
Yeah, the kid with the sneakers by Michael Jordan. So when he's
Yeah.
13-year-old kid, he puts on the sneakers. Now he can play like Mike, like Michael Jordan. But the
Yeah.
kid is an orphan, so he's trying to now because he's a popular seller. He's in the NBA now. He's got families who are trying to adopt him. One family in
Yeah.
particular started saying, "The sun will come out tomorrow." Apparently, there were theater performers, so it makes sense. And I'm just looking at it from a younger age. I'm just like, what?
Mm,
Tomorrow. Is that like the national anthem for orphanages or something like that?
ay, ay. Here's the problem. That stupid song, even though I never liked it, it's stuck in my head.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
There's
Mm,
certain there are just certain songs or certain words or phrases that it's just catchy and you realize that it's still stuck in your head to the point where you have to do this. You literally have to make yourself crazy to think just just let it slip out. But
yeah.
again, it's a pleasure to have you here. So you ready to continue?
Yeah, of course, of course.
All right.
And
What's up?
and
Mhm.
by the way, before we continue, one should be asking these guys, the guys who who made Annie, man, why the hell didn't you guys have some brown or black people there? Just asking.
No, the funny thing is, I never watched Annie. I don't know. I see the commercials all the time. I actually saw the Broadway show, the televised the Broadway show of Annie. I watched that. I did not watch the movie, which is weird.
You saw the Broadway show
Yeah.
live?
Well, better yet, it saw me. How about that? Because it was a long story, but it kind of saw me. I woke up. It was playing. I fell back asleep. I woke back up again. I saw it playing, and I was too tired to move. So I guess I was watching this now. Yeah,
Works, works,
yeah,
works, works.
bro.
The Stuarts wait, I guess.
And the funny, oh, real quick before, bro,
Yeah.
I have a new addiction. There is a 24-hour, 24/7 stream on YouTube that's just history. It's on 24/7. Literally, it's on 24/7, talking about different historical, everything history from everywhere, from China to South America, everywhere. And I kid you not, bro, I can't watch that stream when I'm about to sleep because I would just stay awake, but I can't stop watching it either. So, oh my god, it is a match made in paradise. It's a match made in heaven. I cannot stop watching that. I love it.
More like a more like a match made in Jahannam, but
Hey, hey,
okay.
hey, 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 hey. This is not a democracy. This is an authoritarian. This is a dictatorship. You can be removed. No blaspheming history. Okay? No
I
blaspheming
didn't I didn't blaspheme history. I just said the match.
history. You know what? That's strike one. That's strike one. All right, let's go ahead and continue.
Tragedies and triumphs. The story of the Stuarts is, when you think about it, the most surprising of all. It's the story of a country deciding that it should abolish the monarchy and become a republic, and then, without any outside force or pressure, overthrowing the republic and making itself a monarchy again.
Genius.
That never happened anywhere else. Why did it happen here? James became King of Scotland when his mother Mary fled to England in 1567. He was 1 year old when he was crowned James VI. He grew up learning how to steer a path between religious fanatics and the violent Scottish nobility, and at the same time acquired a serious scholarly education. He was very proud of that. He pleaded for his mother's life, but accepted the fact of her execution by the English Queen Elizabeth. Business was business, and he had no memory of Mary. He'd been taught that she was a Scarlet Woman, and she had, after all, murdered his father and taken a lover. He was the recognized heir to the English crown, and he wasn't going to put that in danger. And so, in 1603, when Elizabeth the Virgin Queen eventually died, the oldest monarch England had ever had, he came from Edinburgh to London for his coronation.
So
Now,
again, for those, go ahead.
big reason why it's debatable if she was the Virgin Queen is well, everyone knows about Robert Dudley.
Sister, okay. We all know the propaganda and the political reasons why she's called the Virgin Queen. It's not because of what she did.
Yeah,
It's what she had to be known as, or else.
yeah, I know, but still, a lot of her motives with Dudley were political as well. You can't
Oh,
deny that.
oh yeah,
Well,
sure.
we're
Uh-huh.
not denying the political nature of the relationship, but I will say that if they had, but if I will say that if they had any, what's the right term to not be insensitive?
Oh no,
If they had
be insensitive, but be appropriate. Be insensitive though. I like it.
hide the salami, if they played hide the salami, that's that, that's neither here or there. As like you said before, this whole Virgin Queen bit was, if nothing else, it's like calling it's like calling Black Sabbath the fathers of metal. We don't actually believe that they're the fathers of metal, but hey, why not? Let's let them have that.
I just wanna say assalamu alaikum to Abdul Hamid. How you doing?
Assalamu alaikum. Abdul Amin Bhai.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone.
How you
Morning.
doing? How you doing? Thank you for thank you
Fine,
for joining us.
alhamdulillah.
So
No problem.
so before we continue, are you aware of the Stuarts? What do you have for to kind of prepare us for when it comes to the Stuarts?
I have nothing. I was trying to catch up on the previous one. I didn't even realize that the monarchy of England were all foreigners. Never dawned on me
Exactly.
Yeah,
until I started
they're still
seeing the first
foreigners.
episode
They're all foreigners.
to know that.
They're all Germans.
Because I remember I watched the
Germans, Franks, Welsh.
yeah
No one but actually English people.
yeah,
Not even the
and it
not
just
even the
dawned on me.
Anglo-Saxons.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just watched the Kingsman this week,
Uh-huh.
and I remember noting that the queen, like the three kings, the Russian, the English king, and the German
Hmm.
king, were cousins. And it
Yeah,
was weird. I was just thinking maybe it was just like one of those things in movies that they're just fidgeting about with the details.
No,
It
they
was
were
that's
just like it just
they were
dawned on me that this
legit.
is
All three of them, the king, the Kaiser of Germany, the Tsar of Russia, and the King of England had the
yeah,
same grandmother.
yes, yeah.
Just
Wow, this is so strange.
also the
I just
same.
imagine
Also, the Kaiser of the Tsar of Russia and George the Sixth had the same grandfather as well.
what?
wow.
Yeah, Christian the
Yeah.
Ninth.
It puts all the
Granny, I
xenophobia,
want
all
land.
the
Get
racism
Russia.
in the
Grandpa,
England
I
in
want land. Get
perspective.
Germany.
So, go
I
ahead,
mean,
Abdul.
put all that Brexit nonsense of English people in perspective. Like,
Oh,
like yeah,
Brexit
Yeah.
happened. Brexit
yeah,
happened a long time ago.
exactly.
A long time
They're
ago.
driving, they're still trying
A
to drive
long
out
time ago.
foreigners, and they're leaving the monarchy sitting there. Like, start with the monarchy, drive them out before you think about the other people, laymen.
You know what?
So strange.
Next time you hear British people say, "Hey, go to get out of our country." It's like, wait, you guys don't belong here either. Like, wait a minute. What are you talking about? You guys are what, Germans? Like, what's up?
Exactly.
Oh,
You
and
gotta
guess what? Even the Celts can trace
switch back to
their
Germany.
descent from the Iberian Peninsula.
As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm
Hmm.
starting to realize this. You you know what? Okay, this is controversial, and this is why we're here. This is controversial. You got okay in World War II. Adolf Hitler of Germany was trying to enact Lebensraum, which is it means living space. Trying to make everything German. Now that I think about it, wasn't it already German? Because you have the France. France. What was the country of France? What is the country of France named after? The Franks. The
Hmm.
Franks are a Germanic tribe.
Germans. Yeah.
What the
Wow.
Celts? The Celts they went from as far as the Iberian Peninsula to the Germanic territories. So they could be considered the Celts can be considered as Germanic as well. Then who else you have? The Anglo Saxons, the Anglos and the Saxons, both are Germanic tribes. So most of Europe, if you really think about it, has a lot of German influence, even the Scandinavian countries.
I mean, brother Ali, so here's where I slightly disagree with the notion, because when you say Germanic, right?
Hmm.
Now, now, as a sort of like a parallel, my maternal side of the family, Pukhtuns, were known as an Iranic people, but we're not Iranian. In fact, far from it.
Hmm.
We're categorized as Iranic because they don't really know how to categorize us, the Tajiks and other you know uh, or Uzbeks in another way. They just don't know how to.
Hmm.
So when you say Germanic, it doesn't necessarily have to connotate German.
Oh
You know
no
what I
no
mean?
Yeah.
no. There is a huge difference. I mean, it's like saying Greek. So if we think about it, going back to Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great is considered Greek, but he the empire that he had was not the Greek Empire. It was the Macedonian Empire.
Macedonian.
So
Yeah.
yeah, different quote unquote city states, different territories, which had their own different cultures, had their own different ways of doing things. Even just like if you want to go religious, just they had their same pantheon of gods, but they chose different ones to follow. Some followed more than others. So it's like how we see India today. How it's yet yes, it's seen as one country, but when you actually go there, it's there's such diversity in the culture, such diversity in the people, such diversity in the religion. So it's kind of like that, and that's how empires and territories have been traced historically. That's why when I say Germanic, we're talking about the region. the region,
Hmm.
the territory
We're
where it came
talking
from.
about modern day Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and the Nordic countries,
Yes, and don't forget
Okay.
Netherlands.
including the Vikings.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the North ones. Go ahead.
Okay, so here's the thing: Scandinavian countries, right? And
Okay.
I've because I've been around here and there in Europe, not too much, but a little bit. They don't like being compared to Germans. In
Oh, they
fact,
don't.
They don't, but
they,
they're still
they hate
Norse.
it.
They're still Norse.
They're Norse. Call them Norse. They're good with that. You
So
call them Germanic,
Yeah,
they're
but I
pissed
think
off.
this is because yeah, I
go
think
ahead.
it's because of what happened in World War II, right? I think that was when
Yeah,
they
that's a
after they
World War
changed
Two issue.
the name.
Well,
Yeah,
I also think there was some, we talked about it a little briefly as on Thursday. It's not necessarily just on World War II, because even before that, part of the huge issue why they're considered Germanic is because whether it's through colonization or through one the empire attacking the Scandinavian countries. It's because the Scandinavian countries, their history, from what they know of their history, was wiped out, and they took on the religion, the religions and the practices of the Germanic tribes. So that's part of the reason why they're related, they're closely associated with the Germanic people. That's kind of the reason, because, and of course, people are lazy. Literally, it's like saying, "Hey, if you tell someone you're African, they're automatically going to think you're Nigerian." It's kind of like that. you know
yeah,
it's like that. Either you're Nigerian or you're from Ghana, or if you look Middle Eastern but you're from Africa, you're either from Egypt or Morocco or Algeria. No, there's
yeah,
nothing in between. So it's due to laziness, and it's also due to cultural slash religious appropriation. So, but yeah, Scandinavians do not like the fact that you call them Germanic. They're not Germans. They're not Germanic. The problem is Scandinavians. I think they're doing too much. Because think about it. If I show you, brothers and and sister, a map of the Scandinavian countries without the names, can you guys find out which country's which?
No.
No,
Like, if I told you guys, hey, where's Finland? Hey, where's Norway? Hey, which one's Denmark? Hey, which one's Sweden? Can you guys find out without being told?
definitely
I mean,
not.
if the UK if the UK is identified on the map, then I can probably find Finland, but that's it.
and that, and that's the thing. I mean, I could only imagine, because even when I'm watching football, I'm watching and I'm saying, wait a minute. My father and I are watching the games, and my father's asking this one Scandinavian player, "Oh, he's good. Where's he from? Oh, he's from Norway. Okay, where's he from? He's from Denmark. But yet they have the same name, the exact same name, and they look the same." I said, "Dad, I don't. Norway, Denmark, Sweden, it's the same country. If you ask me, whatever." So the Scandinavians don't make it easier on us either. So
yeah.
no. But anyways,
But
that's what.
then, yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, I think that kind of nitpicking that they do in Europe is very it's well it's like the North Koreans and the South Koreans. If you really think about it, all this is just due to migration. That's why they are able to nitpick and say, "Oh,
Yeah,
we are
pretty
here, we are different, we are
much.
this." But they're all from the same region in that Europe. I mean, at some point they were all living in the same place and they moved around, and suddenly now they have to be different.
You know
But
what?
yeah,
I like that. This hasn't been shown because there's still skepticism about this. But I like how you mentioned North Korea and South Koreans, how we don't find the difference.
yeah,
Apparently, and this is what I apparently in the 2010 World Cup, right? The 2010 World Cup was in South Africa. North
yeah,
Korea, yeah, as we all know, they're infamous for you can't leave the country, nor can you really enter the country unless under strict, approval, right? So it's an
yeah,
isolated country. The North Korean football team made qualify for the World Cup, so that means their players can leave the country. Uh-oh. So the North Koreans went to South Africa and they got
yeah.
pummeled. They got destroyed by, in 3 games, they didn't win a single game and they got demolished, right? The problem is,
Mm.
if you don't make it past the group stages, you're eliminated and you have to go back to your country. Well, some of the North Korean players decided we're not going to go back. So literally the night before they ran, They literally escaped. Now here's the thing:
Yeah.
have they found them? Nope. Because guess what they look like? South Koreans.
So, and you know what's very strange? Like, if you ever meet a South Korean, don't ever mistake and say, "Oh, are you from North Korea?" Because they'll
I
say,
mean,
"I'm
come
Korean."
on.
Oh, are
Come
you from
on,
North
man.
Korea? I made that mistake once. I was shocked by the surprise the person was. I was like, so they said I'm Korean. I said, "Oh, nice. Are you North or South?" And you were very offended. Like, what do you mean North? How can you be North? I was like,
And
sorry, I
never
just taught
mistake
you.
an Indian Hindu for a Pakistani. They will.
Honestly, from my experience, there's certain things we can't mistake. For example, I've been in situations where you can't mistake Ethiopians for Eritreans. Some of them actually do get offended by that. Or Eritreans, oh, are you from Ethiopia? No, I'm from Eritrea. Okay, my
Yeah,
bad. I did not know you guys look the same. My bad.
yeah.
You cannot in the Indians of Pakistan, not even just Pakistanis, also with Bangladeshi. Because for me personally, okay, I'm not gonna say I kind of made fun of the name, but somebody told me they were from Bangladesh, and I thought they were trolling me. I didn't think it was a real country. This was a long time ago. I asked this one person because again, I already assumed that they were from India, right? Because they look Indian. And I said, "Hey, what country are you from?" She said, "I'm from Bangladesh." I said, "What country are you really from?"
Wow, brother Ali, I'm
It
just
was a
saying.
lot. It was a long time ago. I'm so sorry.
American education system, man. I get it.
Yeah.
Bro,
pretty much.
you know what? I'm gonna call you out on this. If I told you right now, I bet you right now I can name a country you've never heard of before.
I'm sure you
It doesn't
can.
just survive, Ali, that you didn't know Bangladesh. It doesn't change that history.
I mean,
It's,
no, this is when I say it was a long time ago. This is me in middle school, like a
it
long time
happened.
ago.
It happened. It's on your
Oh
record now.
no, but here's the thing, brother Abdul Hamid. Okay, with respect to brother Ali, and I'll be honest here. Until I started living in Mauritius, I had no idea that Nigerians were particular about North and South. Don't ever, right? So
No, yeah.
I
I,
reversed
I
you.
think if you think about it, it's like everyone has that hiccup. Like even Nigerians, like they're big on that. If you do make that mistake, some get offended by that. So it's very strange how many groups of people have that level of hang up about just being misidentified as someone that looks very much like you. And most likely are coming from the same place as you historically, but
You know, the one thing I would say, the moment a Norwegian
At
gets
least,
the
at
the
least
mo
none of you were called Southern Italians.
bro, the moment this is where I'm gonna crash out. The
I'll just be
moment
back in a bit.
No problem, no problem.
yeah.
The moment a man or somebody from Norway gets offended that I thought they were from Sweden is the day I said enough is enough. That is enough. Wait a minute. You getting mad that I thought
Yeah.
you were from Sweden, but you really Norwegian? What the hell's the difference? Literally.
Honestly, like even I have to think about when you say no Norwegian and Sweden, I have to think are they really different or are they the same?
They're right next to each other. I said, "Wow, that's amazing." I mean, for me, honestly, for me, I get confused of being Dominican. I get confused for being Cuban, Panamanian,
Mm.
Colombian. That makes sense a little bit. I said, "Wait a minute. No, you got the wrong continent. We need to talk about this." But then, even when I say I'm West African, the first guess I get is either, "Are you Nigerian?" No.
Nigeria.
Are you from Ghana?" No. What other African countries are there? I don't know.
Exactly. That's like that's only in West African countries available.
Literally, it's like,
I'll tell you something though. If anyone, brother Ali, next time anyone asks you, just say I'm from Botswana.
oh no, I just say I'm from Africa. That's it.
No, no,
And
no. Just say Botswana. They'll have to. They're like, okay, where's Botswana? No, 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 Botswana.
oh, either that or Wakanda. You
No,
have
I think
no, bro. I'm not laughing. Can you you have no idea how many people actually think Wakanda is a real country?
what?
Yes, I'm not kidding. I am not kidding.
Well,
A lot more people than you think legitimately think Wakanda is a real country. Yeah. hmm But
okay.
anyway, people. Anyways, let's go. Let's actually go ahead and start this thing.
Yeah.
He was openly bisexual. The word
Okay, and I'm done with this. That's the first thing they said about this guy. What the heck?
I just
I
don't understand
mean,
historians and this obsession with all these things.
That's the.
you have to understand they're trying to cope with the fact that a Scot ruled them.
Oh yeah. King James the First of England is King James the Sixth of Scotland. To me, I don't care if that cannot be what you. That's the first thing you say. It was openly bisexual. Like what?
Openly bisexual in Europe back then. Yeah, I don't think he would have ascended the crown had he actually been bisexual.
You know what? I will say
Openly,
this. I think it's propaganda. First of all, I
of
don't think it
course.
was I don't think it was bisexual. I just think it was gay. They use bisexual. Oh well, he likes girls too. I said no, no. In those times, nah, he was gay.
But
Like
really, if you think about it, right, like they're making this distinction. But if like just think about the Roman culture and like whenever you find people that are wayward and they're having harems and things like that, they don't really put any lines there. They do whatever they want to do. So it's now us back projecting on them and saying that they are X and Y, like they want to do it today. But if you're wayward, you're wayward. You just do whatever you want to do just to be as immoral as possible. Like they can do whatever. They can bring pigs
Well,
in the room or whatever.
it's more loose that way.
So
I mean, what?
mm, I mean,
yeah,
they called it the Italian problem in France, right? With regards to Louis the 13th, I think.
Louis the 13th, 13th. I'm not too sure about. We got to go with French monarchs next, actually. But I'm not too sure about
I'm
that one.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
talk
go
about.
go with
Oh,
Hassan.
So yeah, it was known as the Italian problem in French society being gay. It wasn't accepted, really,
Oh
not
yeah,
properly.
the Catholics.
They call it gay Paris today, but back then France was very particular.
I mean,
Um,
it's they're trying to hide the fact because of the several things such as religion. They're trying to hide put under the rug some of the historically LGBT people that existed. Like for example, how often do you guys hear that Alexander the Great was bisexual?
I mean, dude, when I started hearing it, I was like, guys, prove it. Don't give me he was bisexual. Prove it.
I mean, the simple fact that you n- you don't really hear of his wives, but you do hear of his
Well,
lover. When his lover died, he felt it. To me, that's more than just being. But that's just someone saying, "Hey, you're the king. I know you like men, but we need you. We need you for politics. We need you to get a woman. Okay, I know you don't like her. You know what? And Amat, I have a theory. Do you think Richard the First was there too?
Richard the First. There has been some theories about that.
All I know is the dude did not like his wife.
Yeah,
That's
he did
one thing
not
for
like his wife.
that's one thing for sure.
well, I mean, Henry Tudor had problems with his wives. Can you count his lovers?
No,
On
Henry.
That's
Which Henry
that's
Tudor?
different.
There were two Henry Tudors.
You've read
I'm
too much.
talking about. I'm talking about the
Eighth
first.
or the
I'm talking
seventh.
about the founder of the Church of England.
Eighth
Oh
day.
no, 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 no. He's got no records of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm
was
saying,
what?
I'm saying he's got no records of it. I'm saying he's got no records of it, of course. But like the thing
No,
about
but
not getting along
he
with
had
his wife,
plenty. No, but that's not very likely for Henry VIII because he had plenty of mistresses that are recorded and a few illegitimate
You see,
children.
and the funny thing is
more than a few. Yeah.
that's what I expect for someone to me. And here's my thing. If you're someone who was known to be bisexual, it can't be that one way. To me, if you're the king and you're told to be, oh, I'm this, I expect you to have many female mistresses just as much as you have male mistresses. The only woman you cannot have is just your wife. No, you're just someone who likes men, but you have to be king, so you have to have a queen.
Just like
That's it.
Charles II.
Stop ruining it. Come on, bro.
Sorry.
I was gonna
Yeah.
get to that. Anyway, let's go and continue.
Although, by the way, it should be noted that there are rumors that some of these guys had wild orgies, which means that there were a lot of women involved as well. So
Oh, just get to the just get to Charles the Second. There's
yeah.
plenty of drama there.
Let's hold that
oh
thought. All
yeah,
right, let's go continue.
you brought up Charles II, which is why I brought up orgies.
Dude,
I mean, you can't talk about Charles the Second without going there.
for me, I
Yeah.
just can't. Guys, just wait till you see his hair. Okay, let's just wait till then.
Word in London was
Oh
that
yeah.
Elizabeth had been a king, and now they had James the Queen. In Latin, of course. By the accident of heredity, England and Scotland were now united in a single kingdom, Britain. Everyone had high hopes of James, especially the Roman Catholics, who thought that his distaste for bossy Scottish Presbyterians would encourage him to lift Elizabeth's restraints on their worship. They were wrong about that. So, a group of well-connected Roman Catholic terrorists planned to blow up the entire political structure at the opening of Parliament in 1605. They brought over an explosives expert from the Low Countries. He organised placing 2.5 tons of gunpowder in a cellar under the Palace of Westminster. It's a sign of how secure England became that for the last 200 years, November the 5th, the anniversary of Guy Fawkes' capture, has been simply an excuse for a fun night of pretty explosions. Today, of course, in the shadow of 9/11, 5/11 has a more chilling resonance. Al-Qaeda terrorism has tainted many people's idea of Muslims, which perhaps makes it easier to understand how Fawkes' terrorism affected people's idea of Roman Catholics.
Remember the
Actually,
5th of
James
November.
himself was more sympathetic to High Church than to Low, because the followers of Protestant sects did not want priests and bishops to do religion on their behalf. In the Protestant view, the godly man has his own Bible, the devil's agent is a priest with a Catholic prayer book. James felt that people who didn't have respect for hierarchy in church would be equally disrespectful of authority in general. No bishop, no king was his fear. And the authority of the king was very dear to him. He spelled out his ideology in masks, theatrical balls, in his new banqueting house in Whitehall. His intellectual take on the job was that he was God's deputy and that he ruled by divine right as the absolute sovereign power in England. Having been raised in Scotland, he was rather baffled by the idea of common law, the notion that law was in the hearts and minds of the people, expressed through the precedents of the courts and their juries of ordinary folk. But this was the essence of the English system. It had been essential for the Normans to operate that way, as foreign rulers in a land they didn't know, and it had become embedded in the fabric of English life. Henry VIII and Elizabeth had the position of tyrants, but their tyranny required popular consent. They had to be popular in order to rule. James wasn't good at being popular. He was head of a court, a place of factions and
Well, he
favorites,
wasn't.
and was great.
What the heck?
One important part of that was James was Scottish, so the English weren't having any of that.
Yep.
That's a
So
big part of it.
yeah, I mean, essentially, you might as he was a foreigner. Let's be honest. He was, yes, he was still a foreigner. He was still a foreigner. So the
Yeah.
popularity aspect of it, and on top of that, the fact that he was openly. But I mean, do we need to talk about the other previous?
One more thing about that, whether he was or wasn't, there are a few other theories about him. One of them, he might have been bipolar. And if you look at his personality, you do see that delusions of grandeur and
You know what? I refuse to believe that James the First was accused of being bipolar and Henry the Eighth wasn't. I, re- I refuse.
There's
I
a
refuse to believe that.
brother Ali. There's a difference between being bipolar and being an egomaniac.
Yeah, yeah,
Nah, no.
yeah. He's right.
Yeah, there's a difference, but to me, with Henry the
Another
Eighth,
theory is
and
Porphyria.
Henry the Eighth could have been both. I'm talking about the accusations,
Wait, wait,
right?
wait, 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 wait.
Personally,
Just a minute.
the moment someone tells me they don't like you, uh, you have to take what they're saying about you with a grain of salt. Especially since the sheer fact that they said in Elizabeth we had a king, in James we had a queen.
Well, okay. That aside, Sister Amat, what was the last part you said?
Porphyria. It's a blood disorder
Oh,
that can
yes.
cause temporary bouts of mental
Oh,
incapacity.
yes.
You know what? This only fit into the people's dislike for Scottish people. So, oh my God, we got this one Scottish guy. Look at him. Makes sense, right? So, if anything, it was only going to reinforce their
Yeah,
disdain for the Scottish people. And by the way, England had looked down upon the Scottish people. The fact that one of a Scotsman is king, uh, there's his reign may have been doomed to fail from the very beginning because of
Mm,
that. Because it's
true.
saying because you need to be liked. The problem is there was no hope of him being liked on top of his personality and on top
There
of
might.
him being bisexual as well. So he essentially did not have he was screwed essentially,
I mean, if I'm being,
figuratively,
if
not
I'm,
not literally.
I mean, well, maybe literally as well in some cases, but
Oh my God.
we'll get to that part later. Here's my little take on it. I just think he was not fertile. I just think he was yeah. I I just think he couldn't have children. That's probably why he was so.
who?
James the First.
No,
Yeah,
James the First had 3 children.
Yeah, he had
yeah,
kids.
and 3 children, were they his?
Yes.
Yeah, they were his.
Wait, wait, wait,
I
wait.
sincerely doubt it.
Allegedly. How about
No,
that?
Anne of Denmark was not known for to have affairs.
I know.
Yeah, a woman married to an openly bisexual man. Right. When you say openly bisexual, you're
Yeah,
talking.
she was not known to have affairs, but she was known to hate his guts.
Yeah, she hated
But
his
wait.
guts. And
So wait. What's
what's the best way to get back at someone who you hate?
realistically, what's to stop her from I hate your guts. I'm not known to have affairs, but I hate your guts, and you're gay. You like men. You don't like me. So what's to stop her? Literally, in those times, what's to stop her from having an affair and then pinning oh, it's your baby? Who would be the wiser?
Yeah, that's a good question, but I don't think. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Uh huh.
Everyone knows about Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and James was not not a good husband.
Of
All
course
I'll
not.
say is that he was and issues started after with their first child.
I mean, it's not a good husband. Was he a husband?
No, no. When I say he was not a good husband, I mean when they had their first son, uh,
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
Prince Henry, uh, who died in his father's lifetime.
Mm-hmm,
He separated mother and child, and Anne had Anne was not pleased with that.
mm-hmm. On
That's
top of
how.
on top of the other things that he was doing.
That's on top of the other things he was doing.
So
Oh, also, his wife might have had some Catholic sympathies as well.
I mean, the Presbyterians, although they were Catholics, sorry, they weren't Catholics, they were Protestants. The Presbyterians still they model themselves a lot of, even though they don't follow the Pope nor the Catholic Church, they kind of model themselves after their own type of council of elders. So they still keep the same foundations of how to approach a church, but they just don't follow the Catholic Church. So it would make sense a little bit. And on top of that, the Protestant Reformation was still going on. So
Yeah.
it wasn't all of them that were still, Protestant. Some of them still had. It would make sense that some of them still had Catholic sympathies, especially during the time of, well, Guy
Oh,
Fawkes.
and there's more. There's some theories that she might have converted to Catholicism,
I would
Well,
not.
whether she did
and
or
that
not
was
is a
hushed
different
up.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, but if
I'm
I'm
just
being
saying
honest,
that's part of all of the issue. That's there was a lot in there was a lot wrong in that marriage, not just well,
you know what I find, what I find very difficult to stomach is that
Uh,
post Robert Carr, he gets with George Villers. I think Villers fathered the children. That's my take on it.
mm,
I'm just saying, think about it. The way Villers is portrayed in history, right? It just sort of makes more sense that he fathered those children instead of the king himself. I'm just saying. Brother, he knows what I'm talking about, huh?
I know nothing. I will not say it. You can't prove anything. Allegedly.
I need to look up on that.
All right, guys, come on. Oh, it's been almost an hour. We're literally just like 5 minutes into it. I like this. I
Spicy
like
stuff
this.
got us, huh?
I like this. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
And in a very private way. One example of his sense of power and duty was in his treatment of tobacco. It had been introduced from America by Walter Raleigh, and Elizabeth had felt rather alarmed by it. It made her feel ill. She bet Raleigh that he couldn't weigh the smoke that came out of a pipe. Raleigh knew how to perform. He weighed an ounce of tobacco, smoked it, weighed the ash, and the missing weight was the smoke. Elizabeth laughed and paid up, saying she'd seen men turn their gold into smoke, but this was the first time she'd seen smoke turn to gold. James's whole approach was different. He disliked smoking and felt it was his duty to protect his subjects. But he was a rational man, a teacher, so he wrote a pamphlet, Counterblast to Tobacco, explaining that it was
loathsome to the eye, hateful to the nose, harmful to the brain, dangerous to the lungs, and in the black, stinking fume thereof, nearest resembling the horrible Stygian smoke of the pit that is bottomless.
He wanted to persuade people by the force of his argument, so he published it anonymously.
What?
Of course, no one took any notice. So, as the wise and kindly father of his people, he banned the growing of tobacco in England and increased the customs duty on tobacco by 4,100%. And reissued the pamphlet with his name on it. His whole approach was based on rational thought, not an English habit, and what he saw as the absolute authority of a king, also rather foreign to them. And his authority was not backed by any army, and his income was too small to run both the court and the government. The regular royal income came from rents on lands, feudal dues, and customs duties. But the flood of gold and silver coming to Europe from the New World had created inflation, reducing the real value of that income. Medieval government was designed for rather static farming economies and vast estates. Towns, run by common folk with special liberties granted in charters, had been useful little add-ons. But now international and intercontinental trade had blossomed. The nobles had declined, the towns had become major financial centers. Inflation, the growth of Protestantism, a lack of respect for traditional authority, the emergence of assertive members of Parliament, none of this was restricted to England. But in England it had a slightly different flavour. Everywhere else the ruler made the law, he was the law, but not in England. Kingship existed under the law. James simply didn't understand this. He was certain that the job of king meant being above the law. And being James, he not only understood this was the problem, but said so as a matter of principle.
but they don't like you.
And when the Lord Chief Justice disagreed, the Lord Chief Justice got the sack. James was, people said, the wisest fool in Christendom.
James, that's all well and dandy, but you need to realize these
This
people don't.
is why those bipolar theories exist.
Yeah, and brother Ali, when you say dandy along with James, it's just
What the heck is? I will never understand British or even royal attire in those times. That's got to be uncomfortable. Oh,
eh,
anyway,
and
bro.
the fact that men dressed up like that is even worse.
I mean, what men were the first to start wearing heels, so I mean, do with that what you will.
At least
Well,
it's better than those Elizabethan ruffs around their necks.
Oh yeah,
oh
yeah,
yes.
yeah. That she was stiff, all right, but I mean, based on what we've read so far, it's a common theme here of the first foreign ruler being a king or a monarch somewhere else. Then they come to England and they find it a hard time. Earlier, we on our first episode, Matilda, literally, in our first stream talking about the Normans, she was the wife of the Holy Roman Emperor. The Holy Roman Emperor died, and she ruled for a bit. Then she tried to come to England and take over the throne, and I believe it was not William the Second; it was Stephen. Stephen, who was very Stephen, King Stephen, right? No first, no second. There was only one Stephen. Stephen, he was disliked, so they imprisoned Stephen to put in Matilda, and Matilda tried to rule England the same way she essentially knew how to rule the Holy Roman Empire. The problem is she found it a hard time. It was so bad that the people were like, hey guys, let's release Stephen. How about that? Like,
Oh, the same. That's the same thing with Mary,
Mary.
Queen of Scots.
Queen's Call. Yeah, that one. It's the same
She
aspect.
was raised. She was raised in the French court.
Yeah. There was also somebody else that I'm forgetting. Who else am I forgetting? Um,
William
this
the Conqueror.
no, he just ruled with
Mm,
an iron fist.
Oh
That was
yeah.
him. So anybody got in his way, he just burned the town to the ground. So you want to say yes, but William had he had good means of dealing with people who did something like that. So William, he's safe.
there's a reason I like William the Conqueror above all of them. You know why?
Why?
Uh, no nonsense. Something has to be done. It has to be done. If someone has to die, they have to die.
You know what? I'm kind of scared of you right now, bro. Like,
Also, maybe it was Henry the First.
and yes, that's
Ah,
what it is. That's what it is. Yes, yes, yes. The fourth born, the one that was most ambitious of them all. Yes.
Yeah, Becket. Uh, the whole Becket
You just Thomas
hmm.
Becket.
drama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're loyal to the church and not me. Let's fix that. So, and we see no difference here with King James because like I said, he's also King James the Sixth of Scotland. So coming
We'll
to
see that
England.
in the next. We'll see
hmm
that in the next stream as well.
hmm So you know what? I have a question for you guys. What
Mhm.
is the difference between England, the United Kingdom, and Britain?
Hmm.
Hmm.
What's the difference?
England is only a part of the United Kingdom. United Kingdom includes Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, I think.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Yes.
for
Yeah,
the
I think United
Britain
Kingdom.
part, that's where I'm a bit shaky.
So you
Yeah.
got two out of the three, right? England is just one country, right? Now
Yeah.
the United Kingdom consists of England, Scotland, Wales, and
Northern
Ireland.
Ireland.
Great Britain is just Scotland and England.
Yeah.
So, right, and when did Great Britain form? When King James became king because
No, not exactly. That happened during Queen Anne's time.
not
At
as
this time, Scotland and England were what's known as a personal union That means they share a monarch, but they still have different still have different governments and parliaments, just like Hanover and England in the future.
The names becoming established did come later on. I'm talking about
Yeah.
the actual the two countries uniting. Yes, although they still had different governments, they were still essentially united into one. Now, as far as how to go about along with that, that would come and change. And part of the reason is because the British didn't necessarily, again, they looked down upon the Scots, and on top of that, we need to remember the Scots didn't necessarily like the fact that King James VI was also King James I of England, because he didn't necessarily help the Scottish people as much as they thought. So it goes both ways as well. So, but I'm talking about strictly just the tough unification of the two countries, because at one point in time it was Scotland was essentially just the quote unquote, bless you, quote unquote, the territory, or the, the not the colonizing, there's a word that I'm looking for that's escaping me. Um that word will come to me later. But compared to Scotland, this is essentially the first time where there is a unification taking place, and then that unification will be more or less talked about or more understood or ratified essentially during the reign of Queen Anne. You said, right?
Yeah.
Queen Anne. Yeah, but okay. So I think unification's pushing it. Perhaps you could say the precursor to unification
There.
was
Okay,
the Court of
precursor.
James
That
I.
that works too. That works too. So yeah,
Yeah.
that
But
so
yeah.
Great Britain is England and Scotland. United Kingdom is all, well, Wales, everything except for the Republic of Ireland. Remember, there's a difference between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. Two different countries.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Which is
Definitely.
But hold
Definitely.
on, yeah. So
which is
if we settle the England, England is what
huh?
I thought England. So it seems England is a unique entity, right? So
Yeah,
what is that?
England is a
Mhm.
unique entity. What?
At this
Oh,
point in
well,
time,
that's
it
one way to
sort
put
of
it.
was a unique entity. Oh, and one big reason the Scots didn't like him is the Scots didn't like King James is the English Parliament had a clause that the future king needs to stay in England.
Yep.
He can't rule from Scotland. That's part of the
Yep.
reason the Scots hated him.
Part, amongst others as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, I think does it have to do with the fact that it's an English language? Is it coming from that? The fact that they are separate from the others because they're English speaking at the time?
No,
well,
Is that
no,
why they are
it's
no,
called
it,
England?
it's a
The English language has a long history that started long before this.
So, and
Yeah.
it's mostly related to the ongoing rivalry or the tumultuousness between England and Scotland, because essentially England have been the bullies for the longest time, looking down upon Scotland, even going along the since the as around the time of King Edward the First, or yeah, Longshanks, around that time, even
Longshanks.
a little bit
Yeah.
before that. So, and this is about literally compared to this time. This is the 16th century. King Edward the First was about the what 12th century. So we're talking about 500 years here, 400, 500 years of, animosity. And all of a sudden, this one guy, one of our king,
I
becomes
mean, you
our,
say
our
animosity, I say tyranny.
sure. Okay, tyranny
Yeah.
works too. Tyranny is a final word. And then all of a sudden, their own king, which they picked themselves up and actually established their own form
Oh,
of
and not
government, and
only
having their
that, just
one second, sister.
just before.
No,
Sorry, sorry.
no problem, no problem, no problem, no problem. They picked up and had their own king. They picked themselves up and established themselves. And now England saying, "Hey, we're gonna take your king, and he has to stay here." So they could see that, and it would make sense. They could see them as England's tyranny again. They could just take what they've established and say, "Oh, yeah, no, he's British now. He's here now, and you guys can't do anything about it." So it would make sense as to how the Scottish people would be pissed to that. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, I was. Yeah, what I was saying is, I don't think the rough wooing was talked about here.
The what?
The rough wooing is when Henry tried to get into a war with Scotland to get Mary married to Edward.
Ha
Yeah,
ha
no,
ha ha.
it definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't talked about. Swept under the rug, if you may.
Yeah.
Just
Uh,
before this, Henry tried to get Mary, Queen of Scots, married to Edward.
Hmm.
So I think
Didn't work because she was packed. She was sent to France.
Wait, I gotta catch this up. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm even literally right now. I'm writing this down too. All right.
so.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, so again, I'm just trying to think of the origin when it started. So based on this quick search I just did, it's showing that England is coming from the word land of the Angles, which is the one
Yeah.
of the tribes from Germany that's settled
Yeah.
there,
Yeah. The Anglos. Yeah.
and Scotland is the Gaelish, the Gaels, the Irish tribe. That's what Gaelish
Yeah.
that it came.
Gaelic. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gaelic.
Gaelic, right? So basically, the Angles are the ones the land is named after, the land of the Angles, England, and
Mm-hmm.
then Britain now is when both English, the Angles, and then the Gaelics are together, England and Scotland. That's Britain, and the United Kingdom is all of them, right? Excluding Republic of Ireland.
I mean,
Okay, so this is
if I'm not mistaken, Britain, Britannia. Of course, it's a sort of the Latin Britannia or
mhm.
Brittany. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, go ahead, Hassan.
I mean, if we're looking at it from that lens, then you'd have to establish that if that's their land, can you name me any Anglus ruler from the 12th century to the 20th century?
So I'm tracking it based on the migration of the people.
10th century to
So
20th
I was
century.
looking at
What ruler?
this, not the
He said,
From
monarchies.
the not the 10th, the 12th century to the 20th century,
okay, I
800
see
years
that.
only.
That's cheating a
It,
little bit.
tell me one Anglo ruler.
There
No,
were
so for
none
me,
of them.
I was tracking it based on the migration, original settlements before all the monarchies took over. So I was trying to just do a quick etymology, sorry, a quick migration pattern to see how people moved from earliest civilization that we have records of. It's not based on the
Well,
rulers.
I mean, if we're going by migration patterns, then there'd be a very big mixture
Yeah,
because it wasn't just the Anglos, it was the Saxons, it was the Normans,
Yeah.
it was
it was the
people.
Jutes as well. That's another Germanic tribe that was in
Yeah.
England.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's Anglo-Saxon, right? Yeah.
Jacobites and whatnot.
Exactly.
Yeah, ethnic
Uh,
Scots as well. So yeah, I think this term Englishman is so convoluted. It doesn't really apply to one particular tribe. Not
It
really.
doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
And while all of the monarchs are technically descendants of the Anglo-Saxons, they aren't Anglo-Saxons themselves.
Nope. I mean, because along the way, even the Anglo Saxons started getting mixed in because around the seventh or eighth century, that's when Scandinavians started attacking and integrating themselves along to This is pre Norman England. So even that too,
Yeah,
Okay, okay, okay,
pre-William the
Scandinavians
okay.
had an
Conqueror.
influence
In
there.
fact, William's aunt Emma of Normandy is what was the catalyst that led to the Norman
Yep.
invasion.
So
Yep.
that would also then entail that most, well, not most, but a significant portion of Englishmen today are Danish by ethnicity, partially
Yeah,
anyways.
they are.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting, because it was the Danish Vikings who initially, well, not initially, but they were the most successful as far as raiding England was concerned. Because not only did they, unlike the Norwegian Vikings, they successfully set up bases and like generations upon generations grew up in the land we know now as England. If you
yeah.
think about it,
Which really just begs the question: whose country is it? Who does the country belong to?
I'll say it belongs to the sheep.
It belongs to the sheep.
not the
Literally, the
dogs.
entire time, the animal's like, guys, what the hell are they doing in our country? Like, come on, like. All right, let's go ahead and continue.
Get out of my
They
country,
needed
says
to
the sheep.
raise taxes, but taxation was always regarded as a special event. Taxes might be levied if there was an emergency need for cash, but the law said that this could not be done without the agreement of Parliament. which gave the Commons the chance to present demands to him. They expected what was called redress of grievances before granting him supplies. And these were exactly the kind of people who tended to be Puritans, low church, with no real sense of proper deference to people better born than themselves. So he avoided that as much as possible. His way of life didn't help either. His
Yeah.
diversions were hunting, an obsession, and pretty young men, another obsession. Right at the start of his reign, he took up with a pretty young Scot who'd been his page. Robert Carr was given the estate of the executed Walter Raleigh and quickly became a viscount and a privy
Please,
councillor.
please pause. Please
When
pause.
Carr decided to
Now, Robert Carr, lady, gentlemen, any thoughts?
You know what? You got this, man. I just be appropriate, please.
Okay,
I got nothing
so
to say.
the Basculan Doron, which is basically an account of James's well trysts, outlined several activities that he may or may have not indulged in with regards to Robert Carr. One of them being sodomy. Now, as as we know that in the old Catholic way, sodomy is punishable, whether by fine or by death, depending on which era of the Catholics you lived in. Right now, this is a monarch, right? So he would know that this act can most definitely get him thrown out of Christendom, and yet it's recorded in his activities.
Bro,
So,
it's not just the Catholics. The Presbyterians didn't take too kindly to that either.
yeah, but it wasn't punishable by death in the Presbyterians.
Not by death, no.
Yeah.
But still, the, it's the boldness of it. Because my thing is, why can't you just do it in private? Like Queen Elizabeth, the virgin queen who remained a virgin all of her life, right? Why can't you just do it in private? Like, why be so?
No, Elizabeth is a bad comparison because a lot of her flirtations were in public.
But
That
nothing,
Yeah.
is why.
but nothing was ever proven.
No, but no. Here's the difference. Here's the difference. Elizabeth was a local. James was a foreigner.
That which all the more reason
Oh,
for you to
yeah.
all the more reason for you to be secretive. All the more reason, meaning nothing in public, especially with the opposite with the same sex.
Okay, so
Nothing to
here's
do
Yeah.
in
what
Another
no one
thing is,
talks about.
Elizabeth, like her grandfather, Elizabeth was a master of propaganda.
Yeah.
Oh
I mean,
yes.
we have
But
people like William
yeah.
Shakespeare living around her time. I
Not
mean,
just that, if you
do we
look
think
at a lot of her portraits, they carry a lot of symbolism, and that she did develop sort of a cult.
well
There was sort of a
that's
not a
that's kind of the
cult
point.
exactly, but
Well,
she
that,
did
Establish a
uh,
following.
yeah, but that's kind of the
establish a
point.
following, and a lot of her portraits do paint her as this
Gotcha.
as an otherworldly, ethereal, borderline divine figure.
And that's something
I
she
mean,
would have
is that
that's something she picked up from the whole Tudor dynasty. They all of them understood the idea of propaganda. I mean, the funny thing is, ironically, guys, when we think about the kings and queens of England, right? Who was the first king that comes to mind when you think of King of England?
Henry
Henry
the
VIII?
Eighth.
Henry VIII. Yet, what the hell did he do?
Oh,
Literally,
He did
my,
enough.
my favorite
He did
activity.
enough.
as king,
My
guys,
bro,
what the hell
my
did he
favorite
actually do for the
activity.
country?
My favorite activity. That's what he did. My favorite
Ex-
activity.
executing wives? What is the matter with you?
No, not executing wives. First sleeping with them, then killing them.
Dude, oh, you know what? Honestly, and that's and I'm not. That sucks. The fact that we think of Henry VIII as literally the poster child for King of England, and it's based upon nothing he did for the country as king. No, well, that
Well,
plus
he burnt heretics at stake, so that's something.
Yeah, but he's not
I
known
mean, to
for
be
that.
honest,
He's not known
believe it
for
or
that.
not,
Mary is, even though Elizabeth
bro,
did the same thing too. That's not. They're not known for that.
Oh
The only
no, he didn't burn them at stake. That was Mary.
exactly.
He just
So
well, I don't know if I
as a
can
as
say
a
this
whole,
on YouTube,
yeah, no,
but
let's not. As a whole, what if we look at, we've been doing these streams for weeks now. We look at kings that actually did something for the country. We're talking about Edward the First. We're talking about Henry the
mm,
Fourth and Fifth. We're talking about King Edward the Fourth. These guys, no one knows them. Besides, if you're even, a lot of people from Britain don't know them. I mean, think about that. If we think, the best kings in England, in English history, I mean, Henry the Fifth's name has got to be up there. Even
um,
Queen Elizabeth's name has to be up there. You have Queen Victoria's name has to be up there. But
okay, Queen
we think
Victoria,
of
yes,
some
but
dude. We think of some dude who killed his wives.
bro, here's the thing. As far as good kings of England go, and you're gonna probably hate me for this, and so are the Brits. I think John was a better king than any of these Tudors.
Oh, you mean John Lackland?
Yeah,
Bro,
John the
honestly,
only.
if they gave me that name too, I'll crash out too. Wait, oh wow, John Lackland. Why? Because you lack a land. I see what you did there. No. So
I'm
yeah,
just sa-
and
I'm just saying post Richard, and let's be fair where we should be. Richard was people call Richard a great king, the lion heart and whatnot. With due respect to Richard, he was a failure
he
as a
was a
king.
buffoon.
he was
He
the
was a failure.
dumbest dude I've ever seen.
Yeah,
First of all, who goes to battle
John
and
was way more competent than Richard could have ever been.
Yeah,
bro,
well, I agree with you there.
who goes
Yeah.
to
Richard the
battle?
First was a buffoon.
Who goes to battle and forgets his armor? Who's
I
the,
don't think he forgot his armor. I think he didn't wear it on purpose out of some,
no. If he didn't wear it on
notion
purpose,
of.
that's worse. I'm actually giving the benefit of the
Yeah.
doubt here, because it's one thing. Oh, because at the very least, it's saying, "Wait a minute. Oh, I forgot. Let me go get my armor." Oh, but no, you're like, you know what? I'm in a battle. Who needs an armor, right? Right, guys, right? And then
Hmm.
gets shot. Not only does he not kill the person who shoots him when the men bring it up to him, he says, "You know what, bro? That was a nice shot. I'm gonna let you go. Wait. Don't forget gold on the way there, on your way out. Get some gold." What? Can you imagine what his men were thinking? What Richard the First's men were thinking when? Wait, is he giving them gold? What? Really? And then when Richard the First died, the first thing these men did was capture the guy that killed him, that with the arrow, and killed him, which they should have done in the first place. Because why? They knew it was a dumb idea. But yet Richard the First is known as the
Bro,
Lionheart because of
bro,
the stupid crusades.
first off, this whole thing of Lionheart, I sincerely like. Do, do you guys remember reading about as kids Robin Longstride, aka Robin of Locksley, Robin Hood?
Robin Hood, yeah. Oh yeah, the
The
king, the king during then. Yeah. Go.
Yeah, I mean, why do you think those stories were made up? It was to protect Richard.
Yeah, because
I
he
mean,
did a lot.
frankly,
He did a lot for the country when it comes to the crusades, bro. You know what the funny thing is? Richard went and tried to fight Saladin, right? And why was he fighting? He said, "Oh, I'm fighting to give Christians access to the Holy Land." Saladin was like, "Wait, what? They already had access. I didn't keep them away from that." It's like, oh, really? Yeah. So literally, the whole point of Ri- Richard being there in the first place, it was a totally unavoidable war. Literally, he's like, "Oh, now what? Okay, you guys can come in if you go on. I mean, anybody's welcome here. We didn't keep you guys out. Who told you that? The Pope." Anyways, so again, but yet we'll look at what history remembers him as a noble king, as a chivalrous king, as a positive. See, and this is how propaganda really gets to you. Literally, you think
yeah,
of
not
Henry,
not as a
you,
not as
you
a
think
dumbass he was.
you think of a king who unalived his or killed his wives. You think of a king who is so dumb that he'd rather, first of all, if I'm his wife, there's a man would rather purposefully take the long way back home and get captured than to take the quick home and get closer to you. I'm sorry, that's something. Like, Because you have to look at it.
Maybe Richard liked the company of men. Who knows?
You know what?
That's a well-known theory, so I can't deny that. I can't
Dispute that?
refute
Yeah,
that exactly.
yeah. And
You
I
know what?
know it is. I know it is because we used to joke about it in front of an Englishman. We'd be like, "Bro, you got more gay." Oh, I'm serious. I'd be like, "Bro, you got more gay kings. You got more gay kings than there are queens today." And he still was like, "Whoa." I'm like,
I
"Yeah."
mean, again, the simple fact that they knew it, they said, "Oh, England had another queen when James became the king." Anyway,
Mm.
I mean, look at this. First of all, guys, do you think this is not comfortable? I'm sorry, this is not comfortable.
Oh, it's definitely not comfortable.
I
Oh
mean,
my god,
if I'm being honest, this whole thing about James being bisexual openly. I mean, what the hell was Anne of Murray for then? She wasn't even in England. She was in Scotland. She was his
No,
mistress.
she was in they had children by that time,
allegedly.
Eh,
allegedly, of course.
Anybody who's a gay king, I'm gonna say allegedly.
Allegedly.
well, I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibilities that gay men have children. Of course, it isn't. But
I
at
mean,
the same time,
he might have thought it was sort of a royal duty to give your country an heir. So
well, maybe he thought maybe he thought Villiers'
I don't
insight was
think
that it suited.
I don't think he was around at that time. His children were quite they weren't grown up exactly, but they weren't infants either
Infants.
when he became king of England.
Love? Who gets married for love? Ew. Come on now. Anyways, let's go and continue.
Is love.
Wed the married 17-year-old Countess of Essex, who hated her husband, James helped to sort out the divorce. The Countess's family, the Howards, detested Carr, but realized this was the best way to get into favour at court.
Yeah, it was.
Carr's close friend, Sir Thomas Overbury, tried to warn him off that filthy, base woman, which annoyed the Countess. So the sweet young couple poisoned Sir Thomas,
Yep.
which opened the door eventually to the Howard's enemies, who exposed the murder plot to James, while providing him with another very beautiful young man, George Villiers, to take Carr's place. Carr and his wife were sentenced to death, and Villiers...
I mean, come on, man. You guys see what I see, right? I mean, come on, man.
Really, the mustache.
Oh, you just look at the
The
mustache?
lace, the
Everything.
lace.
Yeah, the lace as well. Yeah,
Everything.
Oh yeah,
the
the thing
beads,
with
the
the
beads.
laces, rice and potatoes were becoming popular, and they were a commodity. So the lace was to show off the starch that they could now afford.
The lace was zesty. How about that? The lace was to show off something else.
Uh-huh. I
No, the
mean,
lace required a lot of starch to maintain, and you can only get starch through potatoes and rice. So it was a very expensive and very hard process to maintain a stiff lace.
You know what? How much do you guys want to bet that the
uh,
mustache and the face was
uh,
starched too?
I mean,
Oh, I mean, I have been studying. I have been learning about hair care and skin care of that time, and a lot of hair care products were animal fat and starch and wheat
oh,
starch.
if I may, let's just hope they were animal fat, okay? Because what Brother Ali said, it also goes to other things. Let's hope it was just animal fat.
Guys, and
It
Hassan was the
usually
only
was animal fat. It was
Hassan was
usually
the
pork fat.
Hassan was the only one that caught on to what I said.
Yeah,
Okay,
which is, I have a hard time keeping my mouth shut about this. You know
I
bro.
what? Let's
haven't,
move
and I
on.
don't think I want to.
And
Let's
do you
move
guys
on
see his
before it gets
beads? Do
really
you guys see his
dirty.
beads on his neck? The necklace, the pearls in his
I,
necklace.
I, I know, I know, I know, I know. Oh
I
my God.
mean, Uh, he. I can't tell if he's happy or sad.
Bro, I can't tell. Bro, I can't tell if fashion has changed all that much. It looks like I'm looking at
Uh,
a drag queen.
yeah, you know what? You got a point there.
Well, that was the popular French fashion at the time.
So
Oh,
them boys were as gay as the Italians. Okay.
well,
Actually, a lot at that was a very after this time it was a
I think. Oh, everything okay? She dropped out. Did she drop out?
sorry.
So yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah.
Sorry, I just got distracted. What was I saying?
You had a
The
squirrel
beat.
moment. Are you talking about the you talk about the beads, right?
Yeah, I was saying a lot of men's fashion at the time looked like was a lot more gaudy than women's fashion,
Oh
and
yeah, because men had to.
that continues throughout when you look at say Charles the First's wife, portraits of the wife of Charles the First, and throughout they women's fashion was got a lot more elegant and a lot less well structured, like Elizabethan
You know
fashions.
what? A friend of mine just said he looks like he knows what you did last summer. he he looks like he has a secret.
Oh,
He looks like he has a secret you don't want him to tell.
you know what? Now do you know that? Now do you understand why I can say that those kids might have been Villiers' kids?
I get it. I get it. Let's go and continue. And yes,
Yeah, but it's
we will
the timeline doesn't make it possible. So
we will
I mean,
roast
hey,
anybody that looks ridiculous from now on. We are going to roast them because they deserve it.
if I'm being honest, the timeline doesn't make sense as far as King James is concerned, but his wife
oh
He said
yeah,
Queen James.
makes sense to me.
I
It,
caught
it,
that.
I think we'd better continue because
Yeah, no, we can talk about this all
it's been
day.
a yeah.
And besides, this guy's been staring into my
wow.
this guy's been staring into my soul that makes me uncomfortable. Let's go ahead.
So if the alphabet
Whose
community sees this stream, they're gonna kill us. Just saying.
And they'll be fine.
legs
Yeah,
were
but
wonderful,
do we really care about that? No.
They'll be fine.
became
Guys,
too popular.
if I'm going to be a
A
shaheed, I'd
murderous
rather
couple
it be done by a real man, not pretend men and women.
Let's go and continue.
were
Yeah.
pardoned. James wasn't exactly a Puritan's role model. By the time King James died, aged 58, in 1625, the king and the Puritans were set on course for a direct collision, and his son Charles wasn't going to change direction. The new king was 25 years old, gauche,
Oh.
with a nervous stammer, but deeply conscious of his place as God's anointed ruler of Britain, the new father figure, and he played the part of absolute ruler as well as he possibly could.
We all know how that ended.
Ah.
Of
Oh,
course, it was not the part that the Puritan merchants and gentry wanted played. They refused to grant taxes without being allowed a role in government, so Charles tried to manage on the sources of revenue that didn't need parliamentary approval. The most celebrated example was when he levied ship money. An ancient law was unearthed obliging seaports to provide ships in times of war. True, there was no war, but there were pirates, weren't there? In 1634, Charles made his demand and told the ports they could pay cash instead, ship money. This engraving was published to make people proud of paying up. And then the next
Nice.
year, he extended the demand to inland communities. Otherwise, it would be unfair. It was obvious that if he got away with this, he'd have reinvented taxation under another name and would
Oh,
never need Parliament at
I'm so
all.
sorry to cut this off.
The entire
I just remembered. I wanted to bring this up earlier, but I forgot. It skipped my mind. James the First was a bit of a pseudo fanatic. If you know about
oh,
the witch trials.
Oh, that is the most
Yeah.
that is the most hypocritical thing I've ever heard in my life.
although I should say this. Yes, yes, he's pseudo, yes, but fanatic, not sure. You know why?
That's why I said pseudo fanatic.
Yeah.
Mm,
I mean, here's the thing.
I
Here's the
mean,
thing, though.
that's straight up hypocrisy.
can you imagine him and his lover literally, you know,
Which
killing
one?
women? Exactly, lovers killing women. It's like you are an accursed by
You
God.
know, Shakespeare actually played on James's interest in witchcraft uh, with Macbeth.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that was written.
Hmm.
That was written for
For
James.
for James. Yeah.
Does that mean? Oh, wait a minute. Banco's descendants. That's why Banco
Yeah,
is.
Hmm.
Okay.
yeah.
Can you imagine it? Yes.
More like yeah, yeah.
Let's go continue.
Entire nation had steam coming out of its ears. One wealthy Buckinghamshire man, John Hampden MP, refused to pay and was hauled into the Court of Exchequer. Hundreds of people tried to jam into the court to watch. Of the 12 judges, 7 found for the king and 5 for Hampden. Since the king had thought he controlled the judiciary, this was a moral victory for Hampden. Things were made worse by Charles's actions as head of the church. He regarded were made worse by
Okay. Okay. What the hell, man? What the hell?
I mean, bro, at least there's no beads this time.
Okay, but is that
Yeah,
but why does that look like a wig?
it
Literally.
probably was
You're
a wig.
focused. You're worried about the wig. I'm worried about the damn. I'm worried about the damn mustache.
Oh, what? It looks like a bird. Is that it?
No,
It looks.
I'm.
It
It
looks like
looks like a.
someone.
It looks
You know
like
what
it's
on it?
It looks like the lice are really happy in there.
Oh, how about this? It looks like it took ages to get this way. Like he can't move his mouth.
Bro, it looks like he put on Joe. Okay.
or, or whatever they had at that time, which was probably related to an animal.
Uh, Allegedly.
He looks like he doesn't smell well.
Oh, he
Literally.
probably didn't.
This is this is looking as like, I gotta go, man.
The Tudors and the Stuarts had a vendetta against bathing.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. See,
Yes.
so this is where the stigma of British people not taking showers came from.
Yeah, before that,
Okay.
the medieval people were really used to love uh, bathing and it
Well, because
bathhouses and
yeah, because they can only use it once every month.
no, they used to use it surprisingly regularly.
Eh, a
Yeah,
lot of them,
Well,
as far
here's the
as hygiene
problem,
is
though.
concerned.
No, well, I mean, okay, they use it regularly, but with due respect, the water was it wasn't exactly changed regularly.
Oh yeah, the what they showered
yeah,
regularly, but was the water cleaned regularly?
if you're the king, then if you're the king and you don't want to get sick because of the bad smelling water entering your pores, according to the theory of the four humors, so you bet they would be changing at least the king's and the queen's water, if
Okay.
nobody else's.
Okay,
Here's the
that one,
problem, though. Here's the
I can say okay, that's fine, and then everyone else gets the backwater.
Yeah.
you do realize that that means everyone. Oh my! So I can't believe I'm saying this. That means just about everyone in their kingdom had a piece of the king and the queen transported to them.
Yeah, God's
No,
anointed.
not everyone. Not everyone. It's not like they saw there.
Oh yeah, bro. Not everybody showered at that time. Not everyone could afford it.
Mm, I mean, look. Here's the thing. If you're, I'm just saying,
Yeah, the
no
public
one
had
could.
bathhouses.
The public had bathhouses, and guess where the water came from?
Mhm.
It didn't. It could not have come from the palaces.
No, heck, no,
At
no, it
least not
couldn't.
in Bath.
No, I think the main point is it wasn't whatever it was. It wasn't clean.
Yep.
Wherever it came from, it wasn't a clean place. It wasn't a sanitary. It wasn't a place where
Also,
it was
also keep in
disinfected,
mind the used water and clean water ended up in the same place. So
which is an oxymoron. Using
yeah, when I say without getting
Too
without
graphic.
uh, well, without inducing nausea,
oh no, you're doing fine. Go ahead.
Yeah.
they used to dump their waste in the tents.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh.
Yeah.
that's why much later they had to get water from Hertfordshire into London.
Yeah.
And that took. Oh, wait a minute. That was very difficult to do so. So
That was very
it,
very difficult to do so.
it could not have been a well thought out process.
I mean, it was, but that took at least, I think that
Had it
happened
had to be
during
more than a month.
the Georgian era.
Had to have been more than, well, if it was the Jordan, that had to have been at least a couple of weeks.
At least a few months,
Mm,
at least a
Mm.
few months at least. Weeks is, I don't think it
I'm
can
being
be done in
I'm
weeks.
being generous when I say weeks.
yeah.
All right, let's go ahead. Boy, forehead.
Charles's actions as head of the church. He regarded Puritanism as fundamentally seditious, which made many people think he was really a closet Roman Catholic. He wasn't, but he was determined to impose a uniform system of worship which was decidedly high church. And that simply added to the anger of a growing Puritan class. And in Scotland, it was met by direct rebellion. Without the money to hire reliable troops, and with popular hostility in London.
So, for those of you who may not know, the Puritans are essentially, you know, what we call Bible thumpers today. Those are the Puritans. They were more strict. They were more extreme. They were more you want to say disciplined. Essentially, they were saying that strict. Yeah, they were more
Yeah.
strict.
Yeah.
Um,
By the
so
way, you're being very kind calling them Bible thumpers.
no, I'm saying the understanding. That's it. No, no. Essentially, I want to say they're extremists. If you want to say that, if you want to go that
Yeah.
far, when it at that time they
Oh
said,
no
"Oh,
no no! Me and the boys in Miami used to call them Bible bangers.
okay, dude, what is your problem, man?"
Ah, I'm just saying.
So,
Seriously.
so the so
You'd
the
have
pure
to be you'd have to be in Miami to understand it.
so the Puritans came about after
Note
the
to self: never go to Florida.
oh no, 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 I second that. You don't want to go to Florida. You do not want to go to Florida at all. Floridians want to get out of Florida. I'm not kidding. So
Yeah, that's true.
uh
That's true.
so the Puritans, they came about after the during the Protestant Reformation in England. You know, when England separated themselves from the church, there was a band of them that wanted nothing to do, no practices from the church, nothing whatsoever. You got to understand the Anglican Church of England, they, even though they broke off from the church, they still kept some of it. They still kept some of the teachings, some of the codes and stuff like that. The Puritans went against all that. They said, no, this is strictness, more deeper into it. And the more, it's more simplified and it's more, essentially, it's like they're extreme with their views. No reformation, no nothing to be added. The whole idea of the king is just a subordinate as everyone else says. So when Charles kind of went against the Puritans, well, that's when people started saying, because Charles was already unpopular. That's
Oh,
when
and
people started saying
Charles was a weak king as well.
that's even worse. So that's when people.
Not to
Well,
mention
one
his
second.
wife. He was under the thumb of Villiers at the time. Villiers had a lot of control over Charles.
See, that's always the
Then his
problem.
wife had a
One
lot of
second, one second.
control over him.
One second. That's always the problem when you have young kings coming in, because especially with Parliament, especially with parliaments getting more and more encouraged to enact control. because the moment for, like I said, there's a reason why I said James the First, James the First's reign was doomed to fail. The Stuarts were doomed to fail because essentially they were foreigners. Ironically, they were foreigners. So already you had parliaments who started getting more and more grandy. They started getting more emboldened to take more control to kind of limit them, because not only to their, to their defense, James and Charles were not person. They didn't know how to rule. They didn't understand how politics worked in England, and it's something that Parliament took advantage of. And unfortunately, if you are not only unpopular but weak as well, well then, somebody can and often do put you, control you, and you think that they have your best interest. No, they're self interest motivated, and most likely they're going to end up with you dead and them in power, if not more. And with Charles the First, that's exactly what happened. So yeah.
And a lot of why he had that sort of divine right to rule mentality was partly because of his wife as well. She was French.
You know what? The look makes sense now. The look makes sense. All that starch, it makes
Oh,
sense.
and not, and she wasn't just any French. I think she was the either sister or mother of. She
No, she had to
was
be
either
royalty.
the sister or an aunt of Louis the 14th.
Yeah, she had to be. She had. Oh, Louis the 14th.
Yeah. The,
Oh,
I believe
father,
she was.
Louis the 14th.
I believe she had she was
let me let me just check who her parents were.
But Hassan,
yeah.
you know the big issue with Louis the 14th is, right.
There's a few. Which one are you talking about?
Essentially Louis the 14th is the face of extravagance when it comes to royalty. That
Well,
when you think of extravagant modern kings within the past 1,000 years or so, in all of kings in general, Louis the 14th is the first name on that list. That
Oh no,
dude.
she was. I think she was the sister of. May or may not have been the sister. I get confused over that. Marie de Medici and Henry the Fourth.
Henry the Fourth of France.
Yeah.
uh,
Henry the Fourth of
so
France.
Marie de Medici, who was Louis' mm, both
Hassan, we're not really hearing you properly, bro.
Marie de Medici was Louis' mother.
Yes, still no.
Was still
Louis'
bad.
mother. She was Louis' mother. Marie
Oh,
de
she was Louis'
Medici.
mother.
Yeah, so she was a sister of Louis the 14th.
I need to. Oh, this bum. Anyways, see,
Grammy,
this makes
more like it.
sense. This makes sense. Let's go ahead.
Making life
It,
positively
it, it,
dangerous, Charles had to accept restrictions on his power which were to him intolerable. In 1641, he agreed Acts of Parliament which took many powers from him, including the right to dissolve Parliament and the right to raise customs duties without its consent.
Uh-oh.
In January 1642, in a state of confused desperation, he tried to arrest 5 members of the Commons by actually turning up there with armed guards. He failed, and faced with violent anger in the streets, he fled from London. In November, the now inevitable civil war began. People were called upon to choose between their king's determination to break the pretensions of Parliament and Parliament's determination to limit the power of the king. Most people.
I like how they phrased it, to limit the power of the king and not to increase the power and authority of Parliament. You see about semantics, how that works? No, we're trying to limit the power of the king by giving us this power. Duh.
Actually
Yeah,
didn't
that's
think they
part of
wanted
the
it.
reason the puritanical regime couldn't last long.
Oh yeah, the interregnum period. Well, it's kind of like how the French Revolution. It started with somebody, or it started with the French, the working class, trying to remove the king, and it ended in an emperor.
And also, Cromwell's successor
It's his son.
was named his Cromwell's son was named his successor. So,
Even though it was supposed to have
according
been a,
to
even
them,
though it was supposed to have been a merit-based kind of thing. It's like, wait a minute,
yeah. So
what the
it's
hell
like,
does this?
what
Oh yeah, Oliver Cromwell was
might as well
was the closest
might
thing
as
to a
well
king.
get might as well get Charles back and have some fun with it.
I mean, literally, dude is like, I'm not a king, but I'm just gonna do everything a king does. But I'm not a king, by the way. I'm just gonna have the same king's power, but I'm not a
Oh, by
king.
the way, did you hear I'm not the king?
Did I mention I wasn't the king, by the way? Yeah. See, and this is the thing about semantics. Oh well, if it okay, but guys, don't call me a king. Okay, do you rule like a king? Yes. Do you is your inheritance like the same as a king? Yes. Do you have a kingly arrogance to you? Maybe. Aren't you the king? No. What the? No. But you're dressing like the king.
Precisely.
But you're dressing like the king. Yeah, I know. But I'm not the king though. Yo, the gaslighting must have been on point.
Get involved. But the war grew with a murderous logic of its own and gradually became more bitter and more inescapable. It's now reckoned that possibly 250,000 people died in battle, of starvation, of disease, as a result of the fighting, out of a population of about 5 million. That's a far higher death rate than in the First World War.
I'm not down for no zesty, dude. I'm sorry.
When the war ended in 1646 with the defeat of
Please
Charles's
pause
forces,
that.
an
Just a minute.
attempt was
Okay, just one little problem. 5 million
Uh-huh.
in England.
Yeah.
World War One,
Yep.
not World War
Does
Two.
anyone does anyone want to say what I think all of us are thinking?
You know what? This is gonna be fun. Go ahead.
Who the hell do you think you're kidding? You idiotic jackass! You English retard!
I should have said be appropriate. I mean, you could. Oh my god. You know what, Hassan? If this video gets flagged, it's your fault. I'm sorry. If this stream gets flagged, it's on you. I'm serious.
Sue
Because
me.
first of all, you're scaring me. That's one. Two. What the heck, man?
A second, they didn't say World War Two. They said World War One.
Yeah, but even then, 5 million? Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, let me
Is
just.
there something written on our foreheads or something? I mean, give me a break, man.
Okay, did you get that all out?
As as one of my early heroes, Roy Keane said, "Do me a favor, baby."
Wait, Roy Keane is your hero.
I was an Arsenal fan, but I really liked Roy Keane.
Bro, that says everything I need to know about you. You are a menace. And I know. You know, oh my god.
So was Patrick Vieira, by the way. I love Patrick Vieira more than I
Yeah,
loved
but
Roy Keane.
Patrick Vieira did not write a book talking about how he purposefully tried to injure someone to end his career.
I mean, that part I don't like. Injuring someone to get back at them, that I get. Ending their career, I don't like it.
But he's your hero.
He's not my
What the heck?
hero, but he's someone that I did look at and be like, you know what? If I ever end up in a sports career, I would want to be like him, like this guy.
Uh, okay, bro. We need to talk after this. I'm sorry. Like I need to talk about the psychologist that you need. Okay, we need to talk about this.
You do realize I'm the son of a psychologist, right? My mom.
Let's
You
just
were
continue.
saying?
You know what? I could. Here's the difference between you and I. I have about 6 different things I could have said to end someone's career, but I won't because I'm saying, you know what? This makes sense. Let's just continue.
Yeah.
To negotiate a settlement. But Charles was a dishonest negotiator, simply using this opportunity to try and organise the conquest of England from Ireland and Scotland. And then something quite new happened. In the brief and decisive Second War, the Parliamentary Army developed a revolutionary will of its own.
Uh-oh.
When Charles was recaptured in 1647, Parliament tried to disband its forces, but General Fairfax and his men proclaimed that they were not a mere mercenary army and flatly refused to go home. Their job wasn't finished. The revolution had to be completed. They said it had to be established that the House of Commons was the supreme authority of England, and the king was,
but at the most, the chief public officer of this kingdom, and accountable to this house.
That was in September 1648. The Commons said, "Don't be so silly."
You are exceedingly deceived, for God gives the king his authority.
The army wasn't happy with that, so it crushed Parliament. It occupied London, used St. Paul's as the cavalry stables, and looted the treasury. 45 MPs were arrested, 146 were barred. The rump that remained
Could you
were
pause
in
it
effect
for a minute,
the
please?
members chosen by the army, who would do what it...
Uh-huh.
So, a cathedral was used as a stable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't Catholic
Yeah.
anymore.
I mean,
They weren't Catholic
Yeah,
anymore.
I
so-
mean, this is after the dissolution of the monasteries, long after the dissolution of the monasteries. So, of course, they're going to use
I
a
mean,
cathedral.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We've spent hundreds of years building these big churches and cathedrals, and then we left the church. What are we gonna do with it? Leave it abandoned? Nah. Let's put some horses in it.
yeah, and have the horses take a crap all over it.
I mean, it goes to show you about how much they felt about the Catholic Church, huh? That's how little
Yeah.
they saw it. It was literally like a middle finger to them, which makes sense.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that happen in a Church of England today.
You know
Horses being brought in and taking a crap all over it.
what, bro? Are you trying to
Yeah,
get me
but
canceled?
that's that was a different time, and people were.
I'm just saying, man.
No, you were not just saying. No,
I'm just saying the English were.
listen, you would. I refuse to believe you were just saying. You thought about this. You thought about this. You were not just saying. Stop it.
No. I was just saying. I was actually just saying. I'm being honest here. And by the way, I'm just saying the English today versus the English of yesteryear is so much different because I'm just saying if they had to diss on a church, they wouldn't take horses in it. They just they just zip down their pants and be like open wide.
I'm gonna continue, man. I'm sorry.
which was to put Charles on trial for treason for levying war against the Parliament and Kingdom of England. The Rump Parliament, as people called it, resolved that they could make laws without the consent of the King or of the House of Lords, and then passed a law setting up a court to try the King. Charles said that he didn't recognise the court, as someone needed to explain to him what authority it possessed. On the 27th of January 1649, this court condemned him to death. Charles was taken to the banqueting house, that theatrical set built by his father for dramatic presentations in which the scripts were all about the glory of royal power. It was no longer used for those masks. Charles had commissioned Rubens to make paintings for the ceilings, and they were too precious to be damaged by candle smoke. The ideology of the performances had now been put on permanent display by Rubens. The paintings celebrated James's absolute rule, casting out war and discord, bringing peace, harmony, order, and prosperity to a grateful people. Charles, the small, dignified, stuttering man who'd commissioned the work and presided over the reality that flowed from it, was marched out through a window onto a specially constructed platform. He wore a thick vest so that he would not shiver with cold, which might be mistaken for terror. And on that stage he knelt with calm dignity, and his head was cut off.
And his wig.
Britain no longer had a king.
Ave Maria.
A week after the execution, Charles II was proclaimed king in Scotland. But Charles I's 18-year-old son wasn't there. He was in the Netherlands. He'd fled to France with a group of supporters 4 years earlier, and his one brief attempt to provide military help to his father in the Second Civil War had been a failure. His object now was to find a way of recovering his father's throne, and to hell with that stuff about being an absolute monarch. He landed in Scotland in 1651 and was prepared to sign up to whatever was asked of him, including agreeing to his father's blood guilt and his mother's idolatry and becoming Presbyterian. If that's what it took to be proclaimed king, do it. The new English Republic wasn't going to stand for this, of course. The army, commanded by Cromwell, took over Scotland. Charles's forces were finally defeated at Worcester. If he'd been caught, he would probably have been killed. The story of his escape, disguised as a Worcestershire yokel, became a famous legend. At one point, he spent all day hiding with a companion in an oak tree while the Roundheads searched for him below. It became a celebrated story in a way that didn't bode well for the Republic. Charles looked dashing and daring, while the Roundheads looked ridiculous, incompetent, and heavy-handed. Throughout his 6 weeks' flight, he remained cheery, polite, and very resourceful, ending up in the George Inn at Brighton. It's interesting that none of the 3 or 4 dozen people who recognized him were moved to betray him, either by the potential death penalty they faced or the £1,000 reward they could collect. He got away to France, then to Germany and Brussels, living in a kind of limbo, short of money and with no coherent plan of return. So how did he do it? After the execution of Charles I, England was a republic. Look at what happened to the design of the Great Seal, the official mark on statutes and proclamations. Here's Charles's seal, the seal of a king. He canters on horseback with his greyhound running alongside, and the Latin motto means Charles, by the grace of God, King of Great Britain, France and Scotland, defender of the faith. After his execution, the new republic was in theory ruled by the House of Commons. So instead of a king's seal, the Great Seal was the seal of the House of Commons. It shows the Commonwealth, a map of Britain. And on the other side are the Commons themselves. And the motto simply says, 1651, in the 3rd year of freedom by God's blessing restored.
That was just
In
unnecessary.
Didn't last, though, because the real power wasn't the House of Commons. It was the army. For a while, the army was too busy to take much notice of England. It was occupied with the destruction of Ireland, where a large part of the population were irredeemably loyal to Catholicism and the monarchy. But when it finally turned round and looked at England, it found that there still hadn't been a thoroughgoing Puritan revolution. So, in 1653, Cromwell, the army's most powerful general, cleared the Commons at sword point and installed a new parliament, which he thought would be more capable of bringing about a revolutionary transformation of society. His own Chamber of Righteous Puritans, the so-called nominated parliament, turned out to be no more to his liking, and he dismissed that too, installing himself as the Lord Protector.
Uh-oh.
And the Great Seal was now his own. It shows
Sounds
Oliver
a lot.
Cromwell on
Sounds
horseback,
familiar.
just like Charles, but
Yeah.
stepping out very stately rather than cantering with a greyhound.
Yeah, I
And the
mean, look at the difference
motto
between
says,
the
By the grace of God, the Republic of England, Scotland and Ireland, and the Protector Oliver.
in Latin. In what sense?
What was the difference?
I mean,
What
he
was the
did the exact
difference?
same thing Charles did.
But he's not a king, right?
Yeah, he's not a
Wait,
king. He's not a king. Did we reiterate he's not a king?
yeah, no, I needed to be reminded. That's why. Wait, but Hassan, do you remember this one rapper that says, "But I'm not a rapper"?
I mean, bro, it's just okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Here's my thing. Yeah, but moving a little aside from that, here's the way I look at it. If you're not supposed to be a monarch and you're supposed to be an administrator, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, that means you have to hold a certain amount of power and a certain amount of dignity. I mean, well, the English were lacking in dignity all their lives, still do. But
Wow.
yeah,
Wow, indeed.
I call it like I see it, right? So how can they make up for dignity? Flashy, dandy clothes, definitely some homosexuality, and of course, pretending that you're hot crap, even though you aren't, even though you stink.
What? What did we? What?
Well, they did have a lot of perfumes then.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. We had
They
to.
spent more on perfumes than they did on medicine.
That
Oh
it's.
no, that's not true. They did spend a lot on medicine. The problem is the a lot of them, most of their medicine was toxic.
A lot of the medicine ended up doing the opposite.
It was mostly mercury and lead. What do you
Yeah,
expect?
that's the point. They can call it medicine all they want. It wasn't medicine.
By the way, guys, you guys ever, if any of you have watched Alice in Wonderland, you know the Mad Hatter, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do you know where that came from?
No,
I
surprisingly.
can't remember what was used in hats, but
So yeah, essentially the Mad Hatter there was the reason why the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland was insane because there's an idiom called "mad as a hatter." Now, what does that mean?
Yeah.
In England, there were hatters, the ones who made and designed hats. They used mercury to make it, and with
Ah.
the hatters when they used mercury to make those hats in those in that time, the mercury would literally make them go insane. So the hatters would literally start flipping out and just start going crazy. That's what the idiom "mad as a hatter" came
you'll be
about because
surprised
of the
what
mercury.
mercury was used for.
Oh, I'm aware
It
of this
was
stuff has
used
been
for a
used for a
lot
lot
of
of
things.
things.
It was
A
used for
lot of
makeup.
things. Makeup. It was used as a disinfectant. It was used as something to. I think it was even used in drinks.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, yes.
And we wonder why these kings and people were not not all there. So yeah, but that's where the understanding of Mad as a Hatter or the Mad Hatter came from. And well, mercury was a huge part of it. So imagine if, and that's just being exposed to the fumes of it. Can you imagine inhaling it,
I
or dare
mean,
I say drinking
I
it?
mean, this is going to it was used a lot in the court of Charles II.
You know what?
yeah,
It's a
I'm
beautiful
not going to say
correlation
more than that.
we have.
yeah. And by the way, brother
It's a
Ali,
beautiful
looking at
correlation that we have, isn't it?
yeah, but here's the thing, though, brother
Uh-huh.
Ali. If you look at the English today, if you look at the English today, to be honest, don't you suspect that them boys still be using mercury?
Well, I'm still more concerned about the incest that's going on between them because of the, again, it was only 100 years ago that yeah, you know it was literally 100 years ago because let me not make this political, but let's go
No,
ahead.
no, no need to, no need to. You don't need to say anything. I'll say I'll say what needs to be said.
Oh,
But I'll be, but I'll be very subtle about it. Right? I'll be
subtle,
subtle about it.
you
Uh,
subtle. This I gotta hear.
I'll try. No promises.
Uh oh.
Here's the thing. To all Englishmen and Englishwomen out there, when you go back and check your genealogy, you will undoubtedly find that you are not only products of incest, but also products of possibly sexual assault. Don't worry about it. That's not
Possibly.
your.
Bro, that was all over
Well,
Europe, man. What the heck you mean possibly?
I'm just being, like I said, I was being subtle. You want clarity. I'll be even more. I'll be
Wait,
No
blunt the way I
thanks.
that
usually am.
okay,
No thanks.
I'm fine. If you call that if that is your subtle, you know what? I'm afraid now. We'll move
Yeah.
forward. That was your
Yeah,
subtle.
but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. It only happens. It only happens in your country now, or 90%, not 100%. So still 10% of you are all right.
You know what? It was good while it lasted, huh? Let's go. We're halfway there. Let's go and finish it out.
Was this a
Yeah.
republic? However unwillingly, and he kept protesting his unwillingness, Cromwell was driven by his own belief in the divine right of revolution to
Ooh,
run the country as a militarized kingdom for Puritan saints.
ooh,
There were now 11
divine
districts,
rights.
each
Sounds
run not by the
familiar.
people, but by major generals. These military ayatollahs collected taxes, ran the courts, and controlled public morality.
Pause.
Theatres were
No, I know what you're
closed,
gonna
along
say.
with
No.
brothels and gambling dens. Horse racing and cockfights were banned. Everyone had to go to church, stay sober and morally upright. Pagan festivities, like Christmas, were banned. Mince pies were forbidden. Oh, it must have been great. In 1656, a newly elected parliament made it clear they wanted to return to the old constitution. They reopened the House of Lords and offered Cromwell the title of king.
Uh-oh.
He seriously considered it. And although he turned it down, perhaps because the army would have turned against him, 2 years later, on his deathbed, he nominated his eldest surviving son as his successor, like any other king. Very few people cheered Lord Protector Richard.
All right, it's time to roast.
So,
Boy.
brother, sister.
But he's not a king. Didn't you hear he's not a king?
No, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
because
no, 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 no. I'm not even gonna go to the king part. Let's forget that. Please have a look at the departed gentleman in front of you. Right? Uh, Tell me something. I'm just out of curiosity, Sister Amat. Whenever you go out into the streets of Karachi, you sometimes see people dressed up as women who aren't actually women. Does this
Yeah,
gentleman not remind you of those people?
he does, but that was the fashion at the time, so I'm not going to say
so
anything about
my
that.
Y-
I'm
my
not going to say
I'll just
anything
call it
about
for what
that.
it is.
my
I'll
only
just
thing
call it
is,
what it is. It was Husra fashion.
oh my god. My only response is when I look at him, guys, does he not look like he just got away with murder?
Oh yeah, he does. He definitely has
Look
that
at
look
look
in his
look
eye.
look at his smirk. Like he knew I just did something. Like
Yeah,
he's got
almost borderline sociopathic.
and again, for those of you who've watched the Fairly Odd Parents, all I can say is here comes the Crimson Chin.
Mm-hmm.
No,
And
that was you're getting him confused with the Habsburgs
yeah,
Oh, Charles the sixth.
yeah,
I know.
yeah. But
and a lot of his descendants.
he,
Incest.
oh, well, yeah, that makes sense.
I
But
mean,
but
everyone had the Habsburg jaw.
You know what? I will say this.
you,
Oliver
forget
Cromwell was
about the job. Look
Oliver
at those
Cromwell
eyelashes.
was Oliver Cromwell was very very smart on this one because for one he said, you know what, if they're offering me the role of king, when he said he seriously thought about it, he weighed the pros and cons. Obviously, he knew if I become king, these guys gonna kill me. So
When he
let me be the closest thing to a king and not be a king.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Look at these eyelashes. Look at the lashes. Give me a break. How much of a queen do you have to be?
Guys, he looks like he's choking.
On what?
Literally, that stuff. Don't even go there. That stuff is that scarf is too tight. But again, I look into his eyes in the back of my. There's a dead body in his house somewhere. That's all I
uh,
can see.
Brother Ali,
And if there
here's
isn't,
my question: Why are you
he's got
giving
his
him? Why are
eyes
you
on a
giving him
future
his eyes?
dead body.
Exactly. Like
Yeah,
I can see my next
but
victim.
yeah, but here's the thing, Brother Ali. Why are you even looking into his eyes?
Pardon me.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Why
At
are
least
you
I
even
can't.
looking? Why is anyone even looking into the man's eyes?
Oh, because you have to, because they haven't blinked once, and I feel like if he was actually alive, he still
Hey,
wouldn't blink.
is there a portrait of Cromwell himself around here? Because when he had a portrait painted of himself, he said he wanted it as accurate as possible,
Oh, let's see
warts
how
and
that works
all.
out. This is the accurate one
He
that we're talking
literally
about.
said warts and all.
Warts
Oh,
and
worse
all. Well,
than all.
that's good. Fine. These.
Yeah,
What
but
is
that
up
is
with the brow? Why is up with the eye? Where's the focus on the eyes? It's like the guy wants people to look at how feminine he is.
Bro, if
a
this
lot
man
of men. In that era, a lot of men's fashion was basically
feminism,
very feminine.
you know what?
If you look,
Well, Hassan, the I think Oliver Cromwell is the white version of look at me, I am decapitated now. Look into his eyes. Do you want to piss off someone like this?
To be honest, I think to be honest, I think I want if this. I'm just saying, if this was not a man or woman, this would be someone I'd want to marry. But that's a different thing
Oh my.
altogether.
Okay, now, hey, yo. Let's go ahead.
I'm kidding,
Richard
bro.
Cromwell?
No, it's
Who
not
was
because of
he?
the face. It's because of the
Not crowned,
fashion.
not acclaimed, not the leader of an army. People called him Tumble Down Dick, and that's pretty much what happened.
Oh no, Hassan, stop.
Early in 1660, one of his father's commanders, General Monk, seized London and summoned a special parliament to invite Charles II to return to the throne. If you're going to have a king, it might as well be one with the right credentials.
Oh, here we go. Here's another one. Why does he look Latino? He looks. Why does he look Latino?
I don't know.
What the heck is this?
I mean, well, maybe Iberian Peninsula. Who knows?
Oh
I
my
mean, that's the look you're going to have if you've been if you've been living under the Puritans.
I mean, for this one, it's not the eyes that's staring at me; it's his nose.
Bro, forget the nose.
It's that
Look at
done with life
look at
expression on his face.
yeah, like he's just like
yeah.
he's literally saying, "I'm just here,
Look at
so I
the
won't.
hair, man,
I'm just here, so I won't be killed."
and look at the hair.
Oh,
It's like someone. It's like someone copied. It's like someone copied the hairdo from '90s anime and just put it on this guy.
you know what? I'm about 5% sure that's actually James the First's hair, and then just cut it off and put it on me.
That is possible. A lot that is possible because I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of the times when somebody passed away, they used to distribute locks of their hair as a keepsake.
So that's
They
where
did.
so
They did.
that's where
They
it
did.
came from. We need to.
Let's just consider ourselves lucky that the hair they distributed was from the head.
Oh, that was from the
Oh, Hassan, how many strikes is this now, man?
Bro, look,
This is
you
like
knew
what,
what you
five?
were in for when you brought me up.
Listen, like, is this like strike five or something?
Probably
more
15.
like 50,
And we're
50.
literally just halfway through the video.
Bro, you knew exactly what you were in for when you brought me up.
You know what? Yeah. I can't. Okay, let's try to knock it out.
Yeah.
Tumble-down Dick became a
Stop.
private citizen who changed his name and became a lodger in Cheshire. 30 years later, he wrote to his daughter that his safety was to be retired, quiet, and silent. He would have made a good constitutional monarch. But while the English may not have been quite sure what they did want, they now knew exactly what they didn't want. Anything run by soldiers or Puritans.
Ugh, Puritans.
No matter what else would happen in the world, England would never again let a military man have any political power.
Allegedly.
And a deep and abiding suspicion has been created of anyone who looks like a revolutionary or a religious enthusiast. Actually, this explains a lot about English history. Most countries were at some time in the last 300 years infected by revolutionary fervour or ideological passion. But England, it seems, has been vaccinated. It's been pretty much immune to political feverishness. Still is, I think.
Not so much.
Not so much.
Those
Yeah,
are
that's
gun
because they already they were the first to experience it.
Yeah.
Charles was really
Oh dear God.
Oh, I hate that hair. I really like women's fashion at that time. No, really, really, women's dresses were beautiful.
Yeah. I just wish women wore it.
Women did. Women.
I know. I really just wish it was the women that wore it. I mean, look at this. Why does this
Bro,
mustache? Why does this mustache look drawn on?
bro, forget about that. Why
Yeah,
does his
because he.
mustache look like it has the non-animal starch on it?
You know what? Wait a minute. There was a particular breed of dog that came during Charles II's time.
Uh
What breed
huh.
of dog? Let me search this out because this reminds me of that dog. It's not a Dalmatian. Is it a poodle? It's not a poodle. There was a particular breed of
Corgi?
dog that.
When I think of English dogs, the first thing in my mind is a corgi.
With due respect, sister, when I saw this guy, what came to my head was a corgi.
a caval-
Well, he was called the Merry Monarch,
a cavalier.
a cavalier.
A cavalier. The Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. Oh my God! And it's
Daniel.
you know what, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
spaniel.
gonna okay. I'm gonna show what that looks like and take into account what King Charles II looks like. There's a reason why they called him that. Oh my God. Okay, let's see.
You're relishing this, aren't you?
The moment I saw it, there's a reason why I had to show you guys. All right, there's a reason why. One second. Come on. Come on. Come on. Alrighty. Take a look. Can you wait?
No,
Can you
we
guys hear?
can't.
No, no,
Oh snap! Oh, I have to put it up. Okay.
yeah.
Come on. Come on. There we go. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh my god.
Look at that.
Woo. I mean, oh my god. Oh, Ali, you're killing me, bro. You're killing me. I can't
Bro,
even
I
do the
knew it. I
jokes
said,
that
wait
are
a
coming to
minute.
my head. They're so freaking bad. They're
I said, wait
so
a minute. This reminds me of
outrageous. I
something.
can't do them on the stream. Oh my god. Oh.
This reminds me of something. So wait a minute. Hey yo.
It legit looks like his head.
Now here begs the question: which one came first? Okay, let's. What the? Oh my god. All right, let's get some. Yeah, a Spaniel. So now, you know what? I actually do think these guys, the ones that named it the King Charles Spaniel, they knew what they were doing. They knew it.
Oh, they definitely knew what they were doing. But aside from court fashion, the court fashion in Charles II's time was actually a lot simpler,
This
believe
was
it or
simpler.
not. Yeah, look at French fashion at the time. It was a lot more gaudy.
Ah,
If I may,
Yeah,
sister, you're comparing it to the French fashion.
yeah,
Do I
because
really
the
need to put on?
French fashion is what reigned at the time.
It
yeah.
rained at the time, but you also have to remember who else was in power at the time? Philip, son of Louis. I mean, give me a break.
There's a reason. Charles II toned it down a bit
Uh,
because of
this is toning it.
his dad.
This is toning it down. His hair is longer.
Oh, I mean that's the time when silks and brocades went and wool became more fashionable.
Uh,
Here's the
I can't
thing:
look. I can't look past
if
that
I
dog. I can't.
if I do that, right?
Yes, but if you look at the picture,
That's what he looks like.
it's clearly a coronation portrait.
Oh no. I can understand it's a coronation portrait. That's the
Yeah,
point. This is supposed
yeah.
to be simple, simpler.
No,
Yeah.
the coronation portrait is not going to be simpler.
Nah, no. I'm saying
But
compared to all the others, because we saw the others, not simple.
yeah, this
I mean, you're forgetting who you're comparing it to.
Oh dear God.
So yes,
Oh,
sister does have a point. You know.
all right. Okay, guys, we've gone on for about 2.5 hours, so let's actually we still got a lot of video. Let's actually let's get to it.
Really a
Yeah.
very popular king. His manner was light and easy, his court dissolute and cheerful, his sexual enthusiasms generous and very, very un-Puritan.
He was good too.
As those great historians Sellers and Yeatman put it in
no,
1066 and
he
all that,
wasn't.
not
What the
so
hell
much
is
a
up with the
king,
hair? Oh my
more a
God.
monarch. The years since his father's execution were called the interregnum, and the idea was to pretend that nothing much had really happened. The parliamentary records for those years were torn up. An Act of Parliament gave the new king control of the armed forces, and Parliament agreed to give him an inadequate annual revenue. 10 of the people who'd been involved in the execution and trial of Charles I were themselves put on trial, and then hanged, drawn, and quartered.
Mm.
Cromwell and 3 other military commanders of the parliamentary army were also put on trial. They
Just
didn't
think
get
about
out a
that:
very easy
hanged,
thing, if you
drawn,
like,
and quartered.
being dead. They simply
Hmm.
got out and hung in chains.
And the
Uh,
process was done while the person was still alive.
yeah, sister. There's a few things that I would like to say. Brother Ali already has a good idea of what they are, but I'm going to keep quiet on that.
Am I
Brother
gonna get
Ali, be
canceled?
nice. Be nice and be nice and you, bro. You ain't getting canceled for this. Besides, we're Muslims. We're canceled the day we were born.
Hassan, we can't really hear you.
I'm saying, don't worry about getting canceled. We're Muslims. We're canceled the day we're born.
Oh my, come on, man.
Well, can't argue with that.
Go ahead, Hassan. Is he camera? Everything going on? Everything cool? All right. Okay, let's continue.
At Tyburn, it was all good popular entertainment, and theatres reopened and maypoles were back in business. Merry England had been restored. Charles had given a written promise of pardons, arrears of army pay, and what was called liberty of tender consciences in religious matters.
Liberty.
He also confirmed land purchases made during the interregnum, which helped maintain stability but was a bit of a blow to cavaliers who'd lost their wealth and their land by being on the wrong side. In a way, the sense of a new beginning was strengthened by the destruction of the capital by plague and fire. Plague was a swift and grotesque disease, which had erupted frequently before, but in 1665 it took a firm grip and killed about 20% of the city's population. London was largely turned into a ghost city as the survivors fled. The king, who'd moved to Hampton Court, gave £1,000 a week to London charity. And then London began to burn.
Ooh.
The king returned to the city with his brother James, the Duke of York, to take personal charge of firefighting in the streets. Everyone knew that the mayor had been too timid to pull down houses that might have created fire breaks until he was directly ordered to do so by Charles. It certainly helped the royal image, though it didn't help London much. The old, rotting, diseased structure was purified by an inferno that simply burned the place away as thoroughly as if it had been blasted by a nuclear weapon, and a lot more cleanly. And the new city that arose was a classic image of the political settlement of the restored monarchy. The old medieval structures had gone, but Christopher Wren's plan for a brand new city of piazzas and arcades was rejected. That was the sort of Renaissance princely city that existed on the continent. They were the stages on which state ceremonies could be impressively performed by grand leaders, not needed here. Wren was allowed to build a new modern cathedral and a swathe of churches in which altar, pulpit and congregation are positioned to be equally important. Not too Roman Catholic, not too Puritan. But the old street plan was retained. Everyone could rebuild their own place on
This
their
kid
own
was your
spot,
son.
and the narrow streets and little alleys of medieval London that still existed in everyone's memories regrew from the ashes. Even now, neither German bombs nor modern developers have quite destroyed them. There mustn't be another fire. Laws would insist on flat fronts, no overhangs, more brick. But the old city that had no overall plan, not even a basic map, reappeared with modern improvements designed not for a new life, but for a better continuation of the old one. Exactly. There was a general desire to better continue things as they had once been, rather than invent something new, or imitate something foreign. There was one other marker in the rebuilt London that showed what kind of country this now was. This fine column. It marks the site where the fire had begun. It shows the destruction of the city. There's Charles surrounded by liberty, genius and science, giving directions for its restoration. And there was originally an inscription explaining that the fire had been deliberately begun by papists.
In order to the carrying on their horrid plot for extirpating the Protestant religion and our English
Makes you
liberty,
think.
and the introducing popery.
Makes you think who actually started the fire, huh?
Yeah,
I wonder who. I wonder why.
I
wonder.
wonder. Yeah, I
I mean,
wonder
if
who it was.
if we're using a comparison, I mean, look at the Great Fire of Rome with Emperor Nero. You know, even though Nero was not in Rome at that time, he still kind of gets the blame for it. Why? Well, because of what he did afterwards. So, yeah, why not use the same mentality this time? Why not? Who's to say?
Yeah, of course. Like everything else wrong with their lives, just blame it on the papists.
When in doubt, and this has been a common political propaganda tool. Blame
For English, it was when in doubt, it's the French. The French did it.
When in doubt is the French. When in doubt is the Muslims. When in doubt is this. When in doubt is the women. When in doubt, Blame someone else, and people will fall for it.
and slavery.
It was nonsense, but a French watchmaker was hanged for his part in the non-existent plot. Robert Hubert. He wasn't in London when it happened.
Uber, huh?
There was a pathological fear of
Hubert.
cultists. Awkward. Charles had a pension from the
Uber.
King of France given when he'd promised to convert to Roman Catholicism. The trick to being a king in this situation was, Charles understood very well, not to say exactly what his job was. There was a parliament, and it was beginning to form parties, one pro-monarch, one anti. But parliament didn't actually rule the country. That was done by the king's ministers, a kind of cabinet government, referred to as a cabal, which meant that Charles wasn't seen as entirely responsible for things going wrong, which they quite often did. The Earl of Rochester wrote a mock epitaph on Charles's bedchamber door. Here lies our sovereign lord the king, whose words no man relies on, who never said a foolish thing, nor ever did a wise one.
Huh?
Charles saw it next morning and said, "Quite right. My words are my own, but my acts are the acts of my ministers." Charles died in 1685, 54
That's a
years
good
old.
response, actually.
On his deathbed, he converted to Roman Catholicism. He had no legitimate child left alive. The next in line to the throne was his brother James, who was already a Roman Catholic. This really
He had
wasn't.
no
James II
legitimate
was only
child, but he
3
had
years.
plenty of children.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right. And the funny thing is, I like how he's just gonna add, oh, on his deathbed, they converted to Roman Catholicism, and he must have never been a Roman Catholic beforehand, right?
Oh, his mother was a Roman Catholic. His
Yeah, but
grandmother was a Roman Catholic.
yeah, but that's his mother and grandmother. What did they have anything to do with his upbringing?
Oh, it's not like he didn't spend a big chunk of his life in France.
Right? It's only his mother. Like, what do moms do to influence a child's life?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like he wasn't a descendant of Marie di Medici.
You
Just
Or
saying.
Also James the First. His wife also died a Catholic.
Catholic
Yep.
loyalists, and that's the funny thing. So again, we're talking England did not. We're talking about England, and we're using Scottish people. A lot of people in Scotland were still Catholic, or they
Most
approved
of them
of it.
were. Most
So
of them were.
you got
Yeah.
these people coming into England. What the hell you think is gonna happen? Anyways,
Years younger than Charles
And
II.
besides, the
He was the
Tudors were
oldest man
pro-Catholic
ever
as
to have
well.
succeeded to the throne.
to an
To
extent,
start with, nothing much
Mm.
seemed to have changed.
Can't say
Both brothers had led
pro-Catholic.
quite
At
similar
least,
lives. Both were enthusiastic
as for
womanizers.
Henry, we
Both
can't call
seemed
him a
reasonably
Protestant,
pragmatic.
but
But the way James
Elizabeth.
handled his first big
Elizabeth was
crisis
definitely
began to create a
was
problem.
definitely a staunch Protestant. So was
Yeah,
Edward.
Edward, yeah, or brother.
Mm.
Please don't be stupid. Please don't be stupid. Oh dear God.
The restoration of the
Yeah.
monarchy had obviously not been welcomed by everyone. In the southwest especially, Puritan religious feeling remained strong and suspicious, especially with a Roman Catholic king. Charles II had an illegitimate son, the Duke of Monmouth, who was a Protestant. Rumours began to spread that he was actually legitimate,
What
the
the heck?
true heir to the throne. Monmouth came over from the Low Countries and began a rising in the southwest, where
This
he was
is
proclaimed
this is just
King.
like the situation with Edward the Fourth and his wife. His wives,
Yeah,
I should
the
say.
illegitimacy. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
well, in all honesty, Edward to a lesser degree, Edward the Fourth, it most likely does seem as though those kids were illegitimate.
Yeah, but with the Duke of Monmouth, I mean, it's not far-fetched for him to find a priest, find somebody to just say for the good of the kingdom, that he married his
To enact that he's.
parents,
Oh,
and that his marriage to his Catholic wife was illegitimate.
illegitimate. So, hey, politics can get in the way of a lot of well,
Yeah,
it's kind politics can get in the way into a lot of even lineage wise. Someone can be legitimized. Hey, what's to stop for the good of the realm, right?
The rebellion was crushed. James, determined to make an example of the rebels, ordered the arrest and punishment of everyone involved. At each centre, Dorchester, Taunton, Exeter, Bristol, Wells, people were rounded up for a special court known as the Bloody Assize, punishing not just rebels, but anyone who was accused of even helping the wounded.
Wow.
Around 230 people were executed, some hanged, drawn, and quartered, and about 850 were sent to labor in the West Indies for 10 years. And many more, of course, were fined and had property confiscated. And James did not disband the army that had been formed to put down the rebels. England had a standing army again, just as it had under Cromwell.
Uh-oh.
And he appointed Roman Catholic officers to run it. People began to murmur. And when the House of Lords expressed discontent, he dissolved Parliament.
Oh.
And as he continued to appoint Roman Catholics to public and church offices, public support began to ebb away from him. At his instigation, for instance, all the fellows of Magdalen College, Oxford, were dismissed, and the college was turned into a Catholic seminary. James had two daughters, who were both Protestants. The elder girl, Mary, was married to William of Orange, ruler of the Dutch, a Protestant head of state. The heir to the throne would reverse James's whole policy. But early in 1688, James's queen gave birth to a son who would be raised as a Catholic. This was, he thought, excellent news. It made him more secure. He was wrong. It sealed his fate.
Yep.
Well, that and the fact that he seemed to be preparing for a joint war with Catholic France against the Protestant Dutch. And now it became evident that the Civil War really had changed the place of the king in England. He ruled by permission of Parliament, and Parliament wasn't
And who
going
was
to put
who
up
was the
with this.
Prince of Orange, by the way? That was Mary's husband.
Yeah, the William.
Yeah, of course, Mary's not going to. Mary's not having it.
Yeah, nah. I mean, it's all this talk about Catholics and Protestants. It's obvious that James II, if anything, was Protestant because he was the king, but he to his internalness on the inside, he does. I mean, again, anybody who makes the claim that he was a Catholic kind of does have a huge point about that. So, appointing, knowing
We
the
are talking about. Well, this is James the Second. We're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah,
He was openly Catholic.
yeah. But what I'm saying is the idea alone of knowing the atmosphere of England at this time, and you're just out and brash with it.
Uh, he's acting like his namesake
Yeah,
through and through.
run through. And what's
Except this time it's with Catholicism instead of
well, at least you at least. Uh-oh. What was that?
Nothing. You know exactly what it was. You thought that. I don't know if other people did.
This man just woke up. This man woke up for the stream. Thank you for that, by the way. Now I know how you're like in the mornings, my friend.
One.
Yeah.
A group of leading members of Parliament sent a secret invitation to William of Orange to save the country from a Catholic takeover by bringing them military assistance.
Oh, going back
William
on the word
brought
again.
over a fleet
Nice.
carrying a large professional army. James tried to block it with his own fleet, but the winds were against him, and William landed unopposed in November 1688.
These stupid
Salt
winds,
Bay.
man.
The West Country
What is up with these winds helping out dudes named William? It's like if your name is William, you're fine. The wind is on your
Mm,
side.
I know
bro.
this isn't an this we're not going to be discussing religion over here a lot, but there's the accounts say that William rode to England on a white horse. If you know
Mm,
that, you know that
yeah.
you know that
Yep,
imagery.
yep, 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 yep. Coming to save
But
England from the Catholic heathens.
if I
Uh,
may just, if I may just interject here,
Go ahead.
you asked why anyone named why anyone named William was good.
Mm.
You have to remember Windy Willie.
I'm gonna start being afraid anytime he talks now. Is that okay? I'm not.
No, I'm with you in that on that.
I was like, wait a minute. Ain't no wait. How can he make this worse? Ain't no. Wait a minute. This is a good topic. There's no way he can.
Yeah,
Oh,
see,
honestly, I kind of like it though. But it's still, I'm
plus,
like, wait a minute. What's he gonna say?
Bro, at this point, why are you even surprised?
I'm not surprised. That's the thing. I'm just like, wait a minute. How could you make the? Okay, this is a cool topic. He's gonna say something. There's no way he can make this wrong. There's no way he can turn this upside down, right? And then he does. Oh crap! Every single time I'm saying, okay, okay, cool. We should be good. Oh no, I forgot this one part. Okay, cool.
oh, by
Awesome.
the way, the riding on a white horse, that was propaganda. It's basically suicide to come riding on a white horse.
Yeah, I mean it's and if you want to use
That
even
sounds
religion,
wrong.
if you want to use even religion, I mean that talks about Jesus' second coming as well. So it's literally a divine order. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, but
Mm.
he probably his horse was probably darker.
That one I have to well yeah, but again it's propaganda.
Why I'm saying that is if he came riding on a white horse, then well he's painted a target on his back.
Oh no, we're just talking about how again he came by ship. So, but the whole reason why they say he came by a white horse is to say, oh well,
Yeah, but
he came for a divine mission.
They did transport horses via ship.
Oh no, but the thing is,
Yeah.
that's not the reason why they said white horse. I'm saying the specific reason why they need
The
to mention.
messianic, they
Yes,
portrayed him as a messianic
yes,
figure.
that was the reason. That was the whole goal as to why they need to mention the fact that the horse was white. Because other than
Yeah,
that, there would have been no point. Let's go ahead. William.
Yeah.
had its own score to
Windy
settle
Willie.
with James. And James simply panicked. The army wasn't behind him. Parliament wasn't. London wasn't. He was going the same way as Tumbledown Dick.
Stop.
In the middle of the night, he scurried out of Whitehall Palace by a secret passage. He got down to Sheerness, throwing the Great Seal into the Thames on the way. Ha! That'll fox him! Didn't fox anyone. He was captured by local fishermen. Eventually, William gave him
local
permission to go to
By
the
local fishermen.
and no one had the faintest idea what to do next. William hadn't come to depose James, but to give military backing to Parliament in their quarrel with him. James had quite obviously quit, abdicated, gone, taking his son with him. England, having failed to be a republic, had failed to be a monarchy. It was a bit of a puzzler. Perhaps William should declare himself king by right of conquest. He didn't think so. Parliament wanted Mary to take the crown, James's daughter after all. But she insisted that her husband was boss, and he didn't intend to play the Duke of Edinburgh role, 2 paces behind the ruling lady.
What a great wife.
This short, stooping, asthmatic man with bad teeth was
There's one
carpeted
thing to
through.
mention. Mary and William, they were first cousins. So William technically had a claim of his own to the English throne
To a lesser degree, yeah.
to a lesser degree. Basically, if Anne
Because
died.
on the
If
maternal
Anne
side, it
died
was the
without issue, then William was her heir apparent, heir presumptive anyway.
I think they were second cousins.
hmm,
I think that that's actually
First
second.
cousins.
First
Their
cousins.
parents were
first, first,
siblings.
first, first.
They were first cousins. Yeah, they were first cousins.
Hmm. Interesting.
He was himself
I
a
mean,
grandson
and
of
so
Charles
was.
I, and
Oh, I see it.
This is
Yeah,
why genealogy is important.
Oh dear God.
and
Charles the First,
even through
Mary, William, James. That's weird. That's really so. His mother.
so
Okay, cool. Got it.
yeah, you get that right, and you're forgetting it's not just.
Hassan, we're not really hearing you properly, bro.
I'm saying even like e- even Louis and Philippe were related
Still,
to English.
it's still bad.
Yeah. Maybe that's
Give me
because
a
even the
minute.
mic. Even maybe that's because the mic knows you're gonna say something. You know what? What I'm not. What if this is a white horse situation? What if this is happening for a reason?
What's
Can you
going
like
on
me
now?
now?
Uh,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
Good. So no, nothing inappropriate, nothing.
are you sure? Because there's a
Uh,
sister on it.
70% sure.
That 30% worries me.
Well, I mean, yeah, but here's the thing: like European monarchs back in the day, and even today, are related to one another by one way or another. Louis and Philippe were related to English
Yeah,
monarchy.
but
They were related
how
to.
that plays in is how William could assert his own claim, his own genealogical claim to the throne.
Well, I mean, Henry did that. Henry did that when Henry did that when he was alive. He tried to assert his claim
Which
on
you
Normandy.
have to be more specific. Which Henry are we
I
talking
think it's
about?
the
Eight, eight,
seventh,
eight, eight, eight.
the eighth.
Seventh.
No, the
No,
seventh.
Henry VIII
He
didn't
did.
had
He
no propaganda whatsoever.
no,
No,
no, but he tried to assert his. But no, but in the beginning, Henry VIII tried to assert his claim to the land of Normandy.
No, he
This,
didn't.
no, it
he
wasn't
did.
No,
He
him.
did.
It wasn't Henry
no,
the Eighth.
Seventh.
not. It wasn't Henry. It wasn't. Yeah, it was probably Henry the
It
Seventh.
was Henry
Let
the
me just
Seventh.
double
Yeah,
check.
Henry
because
the Seventh did. He was more famous for it. Henry the Seventh is more famous for it. But Henry the Eighth, no one, you know why no one talks about this as far as Henry the Eighth is concerned?
mm,
Because Henry the Eighth didn't really, pursue it. He laid the claim
Oh,
down, but he never pursued it.
oh, he did try to pursue it. He just wasn't successful.
No, he was busy. No,
good
he was
point.
no, he
No,
no, he
he
was
did
busy.
try. He did march armies into France.
He did. He did, but again, like I said, he didn't pursue it like that, the way his father, the way his predecessors did, right?
Oh,
And a big
he
reason for
tried.
that is because he well, I mean, you say tried, I say he was just lazy about it. Not even lazy about it.
No, he wasn't lazy. I will say he was not lazy about it in the least.
I mean, no disrespect, but I think he was busy courting women left and right, whether legitimately or
Yeah, but
illegitimately.
he was doing that. It was his. He saw that as his job to do that. So,
His job or his carnal desires.
Hey,
oh,
what is the difference, man? It's still my job.
And you said, and you were talking about me being inappropriate, bro.
Oh,
You just woke
I didn't say inappropriate. I just said it was his job.
it.
no. What I mean is, it was expected of kings at the time to take mistresses.
Yeah, I'm again
Why just
because you didn't marry for love,
yeah, but I mean, what is love?
baby. Don't hurt me.
Love me,
Don't hurt
don't
me
hurt
no
me
more.
no more.
What is love?
Ah, something else that was stuck in my head for a while.
bro. That is one I don't mind it being stuck in my head. I really don't. I don't mind it at all. What a yeah.
Eh, yeah, but
Okay.
whoa.
Okay, now you're making it worse. We got seven.
Did they discuss the warming pan incident, by the way?
Did they discuss the what?
The warming pan incident.
Nope. Ironic,
No,
isn't it?
yeah. How do you talk about James the Second and not talk about the warming pan scandal?
I mean, do you it's a British documentary about the kings. Do you honestly think they're gonna talk about these things?
Of
About
course,
everything?
they're going to talk about these things. The warming pan incident was part of Protestant propaganda against Charles II.
I
Wait,
mean,
no,
it
they
was
didn't talk about it.
interesting
No.
though. It was interesting though. I mean, because I mean, you
Uh,
know,
so
oh
for
well,
those in the chat who don't know, the theory is,
that James's son was an imposter,
yeah,
and the way
James's son died, was stillborn, so they had to smuggle. They smuggled in a changeling baby in a warming pan. A warming pan was something they used to put hot coals in to warm the beds.
yeah, yeah, and
I
and by the way,
And
just
this
imagine.
because he didn't have any representatives to witness the royal birth.
Hmm.
This
So
is why
here's
it's required to for a royal representative to have to be present when there's a birth.
a birth, and not to mention also consummation, which is weird in and of itself. Was weird.
oh fun fact, guys. Did you guys know that King John married an 11-year-old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hmm, just
So
something to
did
say.
Richard the
The
Second.
third.
So did Edward the Second. So
Shh. Let's not talk about that, guys. Let's not talk about that. That never happened.
So did,
God,
dude. So did Lizzie's dad. Big deal.
bro. I was gonna say so. You know what? Let me not.
Lizzie's
I
dad.
was I was gonna say something more. I was gonna say something
No,
worse, but let's not.
not,
Lizzie's
not,
dad
no, no, no,
didn't.
no, no, not the Lizzie you're thinking of. The latest
Not the
Lizzie's
first.
dad.
Not
Yeah,
the first one. The second one.
11,
12, I think.
12.
Yeah, probably 12. She was below the age of 15. That much I am sure of.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but she wasn't exactly a little girl at the time.
yeah. The point of the matter.
Ah,
The point of the matter is still this. I'm gonna leave.
She was probably presented, that is to say, she was known as a marriageable prospect at the time.
hmm.
Okay, we got 7 minutes left, guys. Let's go knock it out.
Yeah, sorry.
No, no, you're fine. No worries.
Wouldn't
Right.
make a humble consort. In the end, a deal was struck. They would both be sovereigns, Mr. and Mrs. King and Queen, by the invitation of Parliament.
I wonder who had more power.
And they had to sign up to some basic rules. No standing army unless Parliament agreed to it. No raising of money without Parliament's approval. No royal power to lay down the law. The King and Queen couldn't appoint or punish judges. They couldn't make war without Parliament's consent, and Parliament would decide who could have the crown. And it wouldn't be a Roman Catholic. All the questions posed by the Civil War were finally answered, and it was called the Glorious Revolution, because in the end, the whole basis of royal power was redefined without anyone being killed at all. Except in Ireland, of course. James, with French backing, decided to make a
Yeah,
comeback in
if you think
Ireland. It
you
was,
said
after all,
earlier the
one part
Scots
of
were
Britain where a
bullied,
Catholic king.
the Scots had nothing on the
The
Irish.
Irish. Yeah.
Could expect some enthusiasm.
Also, by the way,
Protestant settlers had been.
Yeah.
Belfast has nothing in Dublin.
brought into Ulster, and they held Londonderry and Enniskillen against the Catholic regiments. Eventually, in 1690, there was a showdown between William's Anglo-Dutch-Danish army and James's Franco-Irish one at the River Boyne. James was beaten in a battle which has cast a grotesquely long shadow over Ulster. The annual celebration there of the Protestant victory has never lost its 17th century passion. The irony is that this was not a religious war at all. It was a war to contain the ambitions of France, and the Pope was actually firmly on the side of William of Orange. The Vatican was more anti-French than it was anti-Protestant. The Orange men at the Battle of the Boyne were actually fighting for the Pope as well as King Billy. And Billy, of course, was not exactly English. His native tongue was Dutch. William, a serious man, ended up spending much of his time on the continent. So, in effect, Mary did become the sovereign of England. But at the end of 1694, she died of smallpox. England was now in effect ruled by an oligarchy through Parliament. The king had a role, but by no means a commanding one. Part of that role, as he saw it, was to push forward religious tolerance in a fundamentally intolerant. Tolerance does have its limits. At his death in 1702, the question of the succession had already been agreed and settled. The crown passed to Mary's sister Anne.
The last of the Stuarts.
I like how the story ends up, by the way.
Mm.
Anne was married, as Mary had been, to a foreign prince, but her husband, Prince George of Denmark, was no William of Orange. He was a lazy alcoholic, and while Anne was willing to let him be naturalized as an Englishman and notional head of the army and navy, she was queen and he was a subject. No married queen had ever ruled alone before Anne, and she played it very regally. She was very keen on the ceremonial and quasi-magical position of royalty, holding ceremonies where she touched people with scrofula, swollen neck glands from tuberculosis. It was called the King's Evil, and the power to cure it was supposedly the magical sign of true royalty. She was the last monarch to try it. Kings had male favorites, Anne had female favorites. The first and closest was Sarah Churchill, the wife of the Duke of Marlborough. They called each other by pet names. The Queen was Mrs. Freeman. Sarah was Mrs. Morley. Mrs. Morley's husband was England's leading military commander and the architect of
Could
a
you please
stunning
pause that?
victory at the Battle of Blenheim.
Uh-huh.
So the pet names are Mrs. Molly and Mrs. Freeman.
What's your problem?
The Queen is called Mrs. Freeman.
Yeah, what's your problem? Go ahead and say what you want to say. You're gonna say it anyway.
You know what? I think now that I have said what I've actually said, I don't think I need to say anything further. You know why?
Why?
Do you know why?
Why?
Because you'll probably get canceled for it. So let's move on.
You know what? At this point, I gotta thank you for that. Thank you.
That placed England in a dominant position in Europe. But England's Queen did not decide who to fight or when to fight or how to fight. Politics was no longer really her business.
She could
Even
just
when
chill
in
and be queen. That's
1707
cool.
England and Scotland were formally and permanently united
Yeah,
in an
but
act of
she was
union,
too busy
it was
losing
not
kids.
Anne's doing, but
That's
Parliament's.
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah,
Anne
that's
did, it was true, refuse to sign one Act of Parliament at around that time, but it was a very minor technical issue, not a real challenge to the power of the politicians. Her life was spent more playing cards, chatting, being ill, and having 19 pregnancies. These pregnancies were watched with fascination by an elderly lady in Hanover, Sophia, the Electress Duchess of Brunswick-Lüneburg.
She was waiting.
She was James I's granddaughter, and because there were so few Protestants of the blood royal left alive, She was, by Act of Parliament, next in line to the throne, if Anne died childless, and if she lived long. One by one, Anne's pregnancies came and went. 14 miscarriages and stillbirths. 5 live births, but by the time Anne was widowed in 1708, all of them were dead. Sophia, aged 78, now just had to outlive the 43-year-old Anne to become Queen of England. Anne was a sick woman. Sophia was tough as an old boot. She knew she could do it. But in 1714, Sophia received an outrageous letter from Anne. Anne had somehow got the impression that Sophia was going to secretly send her son George to England in some kind of plot, and she told Sophia that would not be allowed. Sophia, now 84, was shocked, and the shock killed her.
Yeah.
Just 9 weeks before.
Yeah, this was shocking. This was shocking, pun intended. Because Sophia was in better health than Anne.
Yeah. So, but Sophia was older. Anne was younger. Anne was
Anne was
quickly,
obese.
uh,
Sophia was active
literally, she was
Yeah.
and
physically
healthy.
active, but she was just older. But yet, the older person, well, the older, healthier person died first.
Well, Aki, when you say older, healthier person, you also have to understand older by over 3 decades.
Oh yeah, significantly older.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was still a shocker.
I mean, you'd think the woman that was sickly and obese, would kick the bucket first. You think?
It she Anne couldn't walk at that point.
That's-
Mm.
Yo, can you imagine her literally on her grave and saying, "I, you died before me. I made it."
Well,
But I mean,
technically, Sophia
honestly,
still.
would you even want to be queen at 84? You're 84. What are you gonna do? Breathe and then die? Like, what's gonna happen? Queen at 84. I mean, what's the point at that time?
It's not
Well,
just
I
about being
mean,
queen at 84. It's about your it's about your son.
Charlie became king in his recently in his what twilight
Late
of his life,
early 70s.
early 70s. I mean, if Charlie can become king at 70 something, so
Bro, 84 ain't 70, which is kind
I
of
mean,
sad to say.
here's the thing. Here's the sad part. I'm calling the monarch of England Charlie.
I'm surprised you didn't call him Carl.
I considered it.
Moving
Charlie's
on.
better, don't you think?
No, Carl.
Charlie's better.
I like and hate the name Carl.
You know why I didn't call him Carl? I'll tell you why.
Why? Because they're in German.
No, because then I'd have to imagine the English monarch speaking with a southern accent.
Bro, Carl is actually German. The way you pronounce it, Carl.
Well, yeah, I know Carl, but
No,
you didn't get the reference. Forget
no, I got the reference. That's the reason why I had to say this because I'm being petty.
it. Okay.
Oh, by the way, guys,
Uh,
if for those of you that's still watching or that live in the States somehow, this is daylight savings time. So yeah. Now it was just 1 o'clock. It went from 1 o'clock. What's our 1:58, 1:59 back to 1 o'clock. So yay. Day for me, I guess. Now Maghrib is like 5:30.
bro,
Oh my gosh. Maghrib was like 5:30. It's like 6:45, and I'm just saying, what the heck?
bro, just one little problem here. Just
Mm.
one problem. And just I have to really just sort of say this. When you look at how this dynasty of the House of Stuarts ends, it's almost if you know what I mean, it's almost a bit sad, don't you think?
Will repeat that?
It's almost a bit sad.
Yeah, it is
Mm,
sad.
yeah.
I mean, to hell with the Tudors and to hell with the rest of them, but these guys I actually felt a bit sorry for. Just reading their history,
I did not
like,
feel sorry for this. I did not feel sorry for the Stuarts. I really didn't.
What about
bro,
Anne?
And honestly, let me.
When he said the ending is sad, he meant Anne and her pregnancies.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, yeah, that one. I will. Okay, I would say that one was sad. But compared to them, honestly, the only one that I kind of felt sad about was Edward the Third. Sorry,
Edward the Third.
was it Edward the Second or Edward the
Edward
Third?
the Second.
It was the second. Edward the Second.
Sec.
Bro, they
Huh.
what they did to that man was be. I said they
Wait,
said
Edward the Second, like Longshanks kid?
yeah
No, the
him.
Longshank's dad.
No. Longshanks was Edward the First.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, his
Longshank's
son.
kid.
Yeah, his son.
Yeah. I'm not sad for him at all. I'm not sad for him at all.
You haven't heard how what they did to him.
Did you hear
Oh
how
no,
he
I
died?
know. Oh no, I know how he died. I know exactly
Are
how
you
he died.
sure you know how he died?
You know what? I'm pretty.
The the
Now I think
nobles.
that he just doesn't like. He knows. That's what's scaring me the most.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I know how he died because I did a paper on it. I read it and I did a
Of
paper
Oh,
course
on
he
it.
did. Of course he did.
of course he
No,
knows that he was encouraged to
He was
die.
encouraged to kill himself, and they kept him from
yeah.
sleeping. They literally kept
Oh,
this man from
but bro,
sleeping. They didn't feed
yeah,
him. They
I
didn't, he
know,
couldn't
I know,
sleep. I said,
I know.
bro,
I'll tell you why. I tell you why I find that fitting. Do you know why?
oh my god, go
This
ahead.
this piece of crap and his dad slaughtered people like they were rats or something. The way I see it, it was a good and fitting end.
I think okay, Ahmad. I think we have a general idea of Brother Hassan now. I
Oh
think we
yeah.
get it. I think we
Bro,
get it.
Yeah, but one more thing about Edward the Second is
Uh,
it's not
okay, I
he
feel
I,
there's one thing I feel sorry about.
Isabella wanted revenge.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the one. That's the only thing I'm gonna. That's the only thing I feel bad about. Is he got married to Isabella the Wolf of all people?
oh yeah,
I
that
mean,
one.
She was
read
called
what
the Wolf.
he did to her.
That was her nickname. I mean, that was her nickname. That was her nickname in her homeland of France, the Wolf.
You know what? He read what he did to her. I believe he did.
Yeah.
He Edward the Second literally abandoned her quite a few times when he ran in a rebellion, and she was captured. Of course, she was going to run away and
Well, I mean, for
You gotta,
anyone
you
who,
come
gotta,
back with Mortimer.
you
I
gotta
mean,
come back. That's his
if I'm
idea. You
being
gotta come
honest,
back too.
no. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. That part I get, and I get her wanting revenge. Here's the part that I do not approve of. Here's the thing. That kid wasn't Edward's kid. Everyone knows it wasn't his kid. Everyone knows it wasn't his kid. All right. The bastard himself who ascended the throne of England afterwards, even imprisoned his own mother. Well, not imprisoned, but
Well, he did imprison his own mother.
Yeah.
it was a very comfortable prison, if you know what I mean.
Of course, it was a comfortable prison. She was
Super
his mother.
comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to if he gave her the treatment she gave her husband, then the country would have been up in arms.
No, no, I
Yeah,
disagree.
no,
I disagree.
I like this. Go ahead.
Here's the thing, sister. You gotta understand one very basic thing about certain types of men, like myself. We don't care about. We don't care about the. Discussing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Brother, yeah, got me on that one. But yeah, but here's the thing about certain types of men like me. And this is not, and I'm not saying I'm unique. I'm saying that there's many others like me out there, especially in Europe, a bit old school. We don't care if it's a man or a woman. You pay the price. whether it's harsh, whether it's blood, whether it's guts, whether it's
Yeah, I'm
whether
not
it's
saying
blood.
I disagree with you. I'm just saying I understand why she had a comfortable prison and why he had to provide her that.
Yeah, because apparently the son hated his mother with a passion. Apparently.
Oh, he did hate her with a passion, but if he mistreated her, then well, there was sort of even though he was the king, there was this expectation of him to treat his family well. This is pre
Mm.
Henry VIII era, so he couldn't really off his
Well,
mom,
well,
at
I
least
mean, he
not
was.
openly.
I mean, he. Well, okay, I can understand that, but at the same time, he is allegedly, anyways, the grandson of Longshanks. I think he can get away
Allegedly.
with it.
Allegedly.
I
Yeah.
love this.
Okay.
But she still has that's the thing, he's allegedly the son of Longshanks. There's no doubt he's her son.
Well, yeah, at the end of the day, one can say that as a son, how could you really do that to your mother? And
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. As a son, how could you do that to your mother for no reason, just to save? He could hate her all he wants, but he needs to save face.
Not if she deserves it.
She did deserve
no,
it.
no,
Exactly.
no. Here's the thing, because he already sliced and diced her lover. So I think
Mm.
that was his
Yeah,
way of saying, um,
if he
you'll
did
live
that,
on, but you'll always,
if
if
he did
you'll
that with
remember.
her, then the superstitions of the time.
Mhm.
Mm.
I mean, technically, he committed. Well, he may have committed patricide, which is fine.
Okay.
Uh, but that was probably a
No,
message
it's
to.
he didn't commit patricide. That happened much later. When that affair began, when that yeah, why I'm saying that is when that affair began. Edward was already 14.
Hmm. Oh. Okay. So. Oh. Okay. Well.
Yeah,
I'm
so
Like
whether
even
he
if you look
was
at
Edward
Isabella's
the second's
alleged
son or
history.
not, he definitely wasn't Mortimer's.
I think there's an
Well,
elephant in the room here that
yeah,
we're not talking about.
that tracks.
There's an elephant in the room here that we're not talking about.
What?
You talking about me?
Oh my god.
So yeah, I can be self-deprecating. Not a problem.
The elephant in the room that we're not talking about is, how do we know for a fact when we have, how do we know for a fact this was the case based upon propaganda or based upon revisionist history? How do we know?
We don't.
Mm.
Okay,
Be-
so there's one
Because
We
thing.
can't be certain.
we're talking about
Okay,
their
so
intent. We're talking about their intentions. For me personally, I think I'm thinking the worst, and that's the well, that's the whole idea. So, well, how do we not? No, think the worst. These guys were out for blood, whether or not the mother deserved it or not. That's still what. Anyways,
no, no, but here's the thing. As far as their mother is concerned, I mean, Isabella, you can say English revisionist history, but French and Iberian,
yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
saying that
yeah.
that woman was. If three different regions are calling this woman all
A
sorts of
she
things under
wolf.
the sun, she wolf. That's, by the way, that's the
I
kind
mean,
that's the N word.
they literally call the English literally call her the she wolf of France.
The French call her the wolf. The French call her the wolf.
That's what
Isabella
So
what
la
a
do
wolf.
the
La
English.
wolf.
what a positive and not at all threatening name you can give to someone, right?
Yeah, but here's the reason why. Apparently, she did. Apparently, Isabella. This is the French narrative, by the way. I'm not even gonna go into the English narrative. According to the French, Isabella had more lovers by the time she was 17 than most grown women at that time. Allahu alam.
I mean, well, How do I put this very, very, very?
For that I will say the friend. This is the friend. She spent her early years in the French court.
How do I say this very, very delicately? In basically the opposite of Brother Hassan right now. How do I say this very, very delicately? If men can do it, why can't women?
Here's the thing: if men, it's not about whether men can do it or not. It's not about whether women should do it or not. When you are the king's ward and daughter, then that entails that then what that entails is that you should have been brought up in another court. Why were you being brought up in your own country's court? That was against the customs of the time.
No, not in France,
No,
and definitely not with girls.
especially if you go to if you're a woman and even from you if you're from one country and you get shipped off to another country, you have to abide by the cultural practices of that country you get shipped off to because you're marrying into the country and to the people. So
Yeah, that said, she did have that French influence of her early 6 years,
mhm.
of her first 6 years, and I and her two sisters-in-law. They had affairs of their own, so the
and
French
and
court
let's
had
and
a
let
reputation for.
and let's be honest. When you get a taste of absolute monarchy or absolute power, I mean, you kind of get sucked into it, right?
Yeah.
When you get, it's easy to get used to. You can't go from from being in an environment where the royal from the when the royal people have absolute authority, they can do really whatever they want, to go to England and say, well, we don't do that here. It's
So
it's
basically, what you're saying is a spoiled brat is a spoiled brat.
I'm saying, bro, if somebody offers you $10,000 or $10 million right now, and you get used to certain things. If you start sleeping in a bed with silk robes, well, satin, whatever, soft bed, very, very luscious, very spacious. You got all these different amenities. You don't have to worry about food. To go from that to go backwards, it's gonna be very, very, very difficult for you to do so, especially for a woman. Because why? Women compared to men, they're more acclimated, they're more sensitive to the lifestyle and the environment that they're around. So if you get a woman who's accustomed to a particular lifestyle, accustomed to a particular thing, she's gonna get addicted to it very easily, and two, she's not really gonna want to go back.
And there lies the problem.
Well, it's not a problem because first of all, I don't see it as a problem. It's just who we are. It's within our nature to do
No,
so.
no. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, and you have to understand where I'm coming from.
Hmm.
If you do not have enough self-control to look at reality and not wonder about the what ifs, then with due respect, no one should ever listen to you or take you seriously.
I think it's a little more complex than that.
Uh, Psychologically, it may be more complex, and I agree with you.
So,
But yeah, yeah.
he is saying what he's saying is psychologically it is a lot more complex, but I think we both agree with you. At least I do.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
what you're saying is true,
yeah. I don't like that it's true, but it's true.
but it's true precisely.
Yeah, and I repeat, I don't like that it's true, especially coming from you, Mister. I want to get Ali canceled.
Bro, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm speaking on. I'm speaking out of not because these are theories. This is life experience. All right. I may not be that old, but Alhamdulillah, I've had some experiences. All right. Whether it be sleeping on a soft bed or sleeping on a stone park bench in London. Okay. You go through this stuff. You live with it. You learn from it. And guess what? Since you've done it once, you can do it again.
Hmm.
So it's better to stop thinking about the what ifs and focus on, okay, I'm here. This is the situation I'm in. How do I adapt to it? That's just that's just the most sane way to look at life.
Yeah.
And these spoiled brats called monarchs should have gotten a kick in the butt just to remind them that hey, you bleed red. You don't bleed green or blue. You bleed red like everyone else.
Can you imagine Hassan around that time? Just imagine him the way he is now. You ship him
Oh,
off.
I'd be killed.
We
I'd be
know.
killed.
I mean, I could tell
We
you
that
right now what's going to happen to you.
I think he knows.
I'd be dead.
Exactly what he's going to say.
I'd be dead. I'd be dead. I'd be hung or beheaded for treason. I know.
Bro, you're not going to be hung for treason. You're going to be defiantly hung. You're going to go out saying, yep,
Hung,
I did
drawn, and quartered.
Eng, drawing, and
Yeah.
quartet, and you're probably gonna give the guys. I meant everything I did. I don't feel sorry for either one of you. May I will see each and every single guys in hell. Yeah, all the stuff in the books. And watch.
Knowing myself, yeah, I may do
I
that.
mean, it's not unheard of. Cranmer did it.
Okay.
If we go
Of
back to
all
the
the people,
Tudors, what's
Wait. So Thomas,
Cranmer?
Canmer.
yeah.
Cranmer, the bishop of, I think he was the bishop of Canterbury.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
Sister, you
was
could.
burnt by Queen Mary, and
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
him. Okay, wrong one. Wrong one.
yeah,
Wrong one. Him. Yeah.
yeah. Sister,
I,
you
I,
couldn't
thought-
have
I thought you
compared.
about King Henry the Eighth.
Sister, why couldn't you have just compared me to William Wallace instead of this guy?
oh no, oh
By the
sorry,
way, you would not want to be compared to William Wallace. He was not even the Braveheart. It was Robert the Bruce.
Robert the Bruce. Sorry, Robert the Bruce. Why is Braveheart stuck in my head? Yeah, Robert the Bruce.
Because
Actually, yeah.
that's
because
actually
Hollywood.
because it's a dope movie. I mean, let's be honest.
Because of Mel Gibson, he was one of my favorite actors.
It was good one.
No, he still is. He still is.
Oh dear God.
Bro. You can say whatever the hell you want. The Macbeth he did still is better than most of the renditions out there.
You know what? You're right. I will say whatever the hell I want. All right, let's go ahead and finish this up. We got 3 minutes left.
Although Macbeth, I really enjoyed it when I first read it.
Yeah,
I saw the play first, and then I read it. I enjoyed the book more than the play. That's just me.
bro, I acted in it, so I'm good.
I want my money back.
fear
And
no
guess who I
fate,
played?
but her
What'd you play?
Banquo,
Guess. No,
Don't tell me you played Macbeth.
Macbeth. Don't
I
tell me.
did. I did.
You know what? It fits. It actually fits. It actually fits. Oh my God, it
No, because you
fits.
have to understand. I had back then. I was a lot slimmer. I had short hair, and if you looked at me, you'd be looking at a guy who looked sort of not right in the head.
So you played a witch?
No. I played Macbeth. I played Macbeth.
Bubble,
Ah,
bubble, toil and trouble. Fire, burn, and cauldron bubble.
when you said tomorrow in the chat, I was thinking about Macbeth.
Mhm.
What?
Yeah, it's a line. You can't say those words 3 times without thinking about Macbeth.
Uh, the sun will come out.
The witches.
The
Yeah,
No,
Hmm.
Macbeth after he gets news his wife killed herself.
but my favorite, one
Hmm.
of my favorite books though, which is ironic. We'll talk about high stiff people, high class. One of my favorite books to read, and I enjoyed it since the first moment I read it, was The Great Gatsby. I absolutely love that
Overrated.
book. If you say anything wrong about that book, we are not gonna fight. What do you have to say?
Buchanan sucks.
Actually, Tom was my favorite character.
Yeah, here's the reason why he sucks.
Well,
Here's the reason why he sucks. He has double standards. he himself has no real ethical or moral compass, and yet he's willing to apply those to William Gatsby.
Yeah, that's the point, bro.
No,
And that's the point, bro. Daisy knew what she signed up for. Again, she couldn't go. She had to get a high lifestyle. She couldn't go back. So literally, if you
no, I Daisy,
look,
I dislike it. I equally
no, but like
dislike it more.
no, but like here's my thing about it. Personally, men and women, we're going to want who we want. We want what we want, and we want who we want. But one thing I don't think we do enough is we don't think about, hey, what does it mean to be with this type of person? What does that mean exactly? If you're going to marry, if you're a woman and you're going to, you want the status, the social status, you want the, the security, the economic, economic stability, all those things, right? You need looking at the man that you got a man who comes from old money, meaning the guy's so rich he doesn't even touch money. He has a card and he swipes it. That's it. That's how rich he is. He's so rich he probably owns the color blue. He's wealthy. Look like if he spends $1,000 today, it'd be like a cent to us. So that's how rich he is. That's how wealthy he is. But again, he's raised in luxury. He's raised to think a certain way about women. You should know, you as a woman should know what kind of man he is. And if you choose to marry that man, you marry everything that comes along with it, including his lifestyle, including his character. So for me personally, Tom exemplified what it means to be essentially a white man a right rich man in the early 1900s. That's why personally Tom is my favorite character because he's the most complex. Because you want to say Jay Gatsby, yeah, whatever, but Tom, he he knew exactly one, he knew exactly what he had the benefits, obviously, and two, what does it mean social status? The same way Daisy wanted the status of being with a rich man, Tom knew I can do whatever the hell I want. Because why? Society. Personally, I don't blame Tom as I blame society because it's the society that they live
No,
in that accepts that.
okay, so I like so my problem with Tom isn't the way he is to women, because I may disagree with the way he is to women, but that's the way most men in America were to women. So I don't fault him for that. I mean, I
Hmm.
do fault him, but I don't dislike him because of that. It's just the way society was at that point in time,
Hmm.
American society, anyways. What I fault him for is applying standards to others which he would never apply to himself.
And why is he doing that? Because he's used to getting what he wants.
Used to getting what you want, bro. I mean, where is your freaking Raira?
He doesn't
Why
have it,
aren't
bro.
no no
He
no
does.
no no
He
no?
doesn't have it because growing, bro. And this is what I'm not saying I condone what he did. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm saying I
Ali,
understand.
Ali, Ali, if your head is in the clouds, how could you not divorce a woman who clearly has the hots for someone else?
That's not the. You think, bro? That's not the point. If I divorce her, it's bro. It's not about. It's about pride. For me, bro, there are men out there that rather kill their woman than to see her leave him.
Okay, then fine, kill
Those
her.
that, but again, that's the thing with her. Tom's problem. He actually does love Daisy. He loves Daisy.
Oh,
Tom's
give me a break.
Tom Tom's problem is with Gatsby. To him, if he lets Gatsby go, because first of all, he looks down on Gatsby. Why? It's old money versus new money. Literally, look at Jay Gatsby. Jay Gatsby has just as much money as Tom does. But why does Jay Gatsby live at the other end of Tom lives in East Egg with old money. Jay Gatsby lives in West Egg. Why does Jay Gatsby live on the other side? Why? Because Jay Gatsby acquired his wealth, whereas Tom was just born with it. There's the same way with princes. Princes are born a certain way. That's why they're treated differently. I'm gonna meet you. There's a lot of noise coming on your end. I'm gonna meet
So,
you for a
oh,
second.
sorry about that.
No problem. Yeah, whenever you're ready to talk, just unmute yourself. So that's the thing. So essentially, Tom looked down upon someone like Jay because he's new money. That The old money does not like new money whatsoever. They look down on them. So the fact that Jay was going to steal his wife, that means, wait a minute, you steal my wife? No, you can't let him get away with that. That's the whole issue. So it's about
But here's
winning and
the
it's
thing,
about
though.
pride.
No, no, no. Here's the thing, bro. I'm just saying, if it's come to that, then just kill the wife.
You can't.
Because no, 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 no. You have to. I'll tell you why.
Hmm.
You kill Jay, fine. Jay's gone. But hey, people know that your wife had the hots for this guy. You may have killed him, but hey, she still would have chosen him over you.
You,
You killed the
bro,
wife. You killed the wife, not the lover.
bro, you think Tom cares what his wife wants?
It's
All
not.
he
It's not.
all he
It's not.
cares about,
It's not.
all
It's
Tom,
not
all,
about that.
oh no,
It's not about that. It's
all
about the
someone like,
perception the old money guys would have. The
bro,
old money running around would have been like, son of a sob. You just your woman is now looking. Not only looks at the other man, but wants him, right? And you are now worthless.
but here's the problem. And actually, Tom actually did the right thing. Well, not saying that he did the right thing, but what Tom did, he made sure the news didn't get out. What he did do, he immediately, he didn't do it himself because that looks bad on his image. He convinced a working class man, hey, by the way, yeah, Jay Gatsby was having relations with your wife, even though that was me. But I'm gonna say because he's getting uh, another person to do his dirty work for him. So, and by the way, bro, it's commonly known that women who marry guys like that, they don't like them anyway. That was the norm. You don't marry a man because of love. You as a woman, you could be wanting someone else too, and that could be shared. The problem is not, oh, your woman has the hots for another man. It's the problem with Tom will have is if Daisy actually cheats on Tom. That's the problem. And if that
Well, she
news
sort
gets
of
out,
did.
that's what it. But I'm saying it's if the news gets out, the news never got out. That's the issue. And on top of that, like I said, if Tom were to divorce, the actual problem would be if Tom divorced Daisy because that says a lot about him. That was the problem, meaning you don't divorce. In the 1920s, you don't divorce. So it'd be more of a damper on his image if he divorces Daisy. That's a problem, meaning it affects you because people at that time don't get divorced. All Tom really cared about was that Daisy just stayed loyal to him. He doesn't care about her needs, bro. She married me. I chose her. Like I'm cheating on her. I don't care about her needs. No, I just need her to play her role as a woman. She's a woman. All she's there to do is be a woman and just be loyal to me. That's all Tom cared about because he was raised to only think about what he wants, not what Daisy wants. That's why he doesn't care what Daisy wants. All he cares about is him.
Uh,
Exactly. And that's why to me, Tom exemplified what it means to be a rich white man in the 1920s.
Yeah, he
Perfect.
exemplifies it, but I'm just saying you
Hmm.
don't have to really like how he does it
Oh no, I don't have to
because
like it. I don't have to
no,
condone
no,
it. I
no,
don't have to like it. I have to understand it.
no.
Yeah,
No,
that's something I agree
I
with.
mean, look,
Just because
I
you
mean,
understand why someone does something doesn't mean you approve.
Yeah, exactly. But go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, okay. So here's the thing:
Hmm.
if we're looking at it that way, if we're looking at it that way, because this is why I have such a problem with society even today.
Hmm.
It's like freaking sheep.
Oh
You
heck yeah.
know, just use your head for once, guys. I mean, and this is not just a blight on men, but also women. Like, if you're gonna say that, oh, I am a certain way and I'm gonna be this way no matter what, that's fine. But then don't cry and whine about it when things don't go your way. Take it in
Oh
your
no, no,
stride.
I agree. If you know, if you are aware of what it means, I mean, the same goes for men. Like for example, if you're a man and you marry a woman that is, and if you try to marry a woman that's in Hollywood, she's an actress. Well, you need to understand that she's an actress. What does that mean? You have to consider, wait a minute, how am I gonna feel when I see her on set kissing another man in a movie? How am I gonna feel about her on set maybe even posing, provocatively, going on movie sets, having men there's certain things that come along with the type of lifestyle, the type of background. That's why a person's background is one thing a man should look at when he's picking a wife. Look, and
Hmm.
this is both women they need to look at a man's background, and a man needs to look at a woman's background, because then it tells you, hey, this is that person's life. You don't change them, only they can change themselves. So if this person never changes, can you accept them the way they are, the things that they're doing now? If you cannot accept what they're doing now, then don't even make a move towards their direction. But if you do, then you have to shut up and don't complain when that happens. And if you do complain, well, that says a lot about you, because you didn't think twice, you didn't think so hard about it. It's that
Hmm.
simple. That's why we're told to think very, very long and hard about the person we choose to spend the rest of our life with.
Hmm. Quite true. By the way, should we be getting back to King George?
Oh yeah,
Well,
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
future
I
Let's
King
get
George.
haven't
okay.
read this book nor seen the movie, but it oddly reminds me of Anna Karenina.
Anna, I have no
Hmm. Anna
who.
Karenina. Yeah,
Who's that?
the Russian.
Tolstoy.
Yeah.
Let me. Okay, let's finish out this stuff while I check this out. Let's go
All
and
right.
finish it.
Son
It's
George would
quite
now be
interesting.
king. In theory, a very weak constitutional monarch, but that hardly explains why 65 years later, Englishmen launched a new war against royal tyranny and thousands were killed. England's royalty hadn't exactly packed up and disappeared. But the story of what they had done will have to wait for the next episode.
All right. We are. It took us a long. Well, it was a good stream actually. It took us a long, but we are finished with the Stuart dynasty, and yeah. So it's essentially just like what, six or seven different reigns, plus whatever the hell Oliver Cromwell was. King but not king.
That's a good way to put it. Whatever the hell he was.
Yeah, the not king, Oliver Cromwell. But yeah. So again, well, I'm at you. You're gonna say something. Go ahead.
No, I don't. I don't want to.
All
I
right, no
think I
problem.
forgot what I was going to say.
Okay, okay, no problem. So I gotta ask you, what was your favorite part about the Stuarts? Which one? Like, what was your favorite moment or event?
Of course, it's the warming pan incident.
The one that they briefly, or if not at all, discussed.
They didn't discuss that, and
Mm,
I'm
he.
upset about it. How do you talk about James the Second and not bring the warming pan incident up?
Hmm.
All right.
I mean, it's sort of embarrassing, though, isn't it, to talk about it?
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point. He was Catholic. Of course, you want to embarrass him. That just
Oh.
meant that his son James wasn't his son.
Oh yeah, it could
No, but
actually
but
cause some other. It could be open up a kind of worms when you do something like that, because what else can arise from talking about the situation?
Yeah, that's why it was such a that we know it didn't happen. It was basically impossible to smuggle to for that, but the fact that James didn't allow any representative there, that of course that
I'm
gave the
telling you,
parliament an opening.
yeah, but I'm telling you, someone else was in that chamber. Someone else had been in the chambers for a long, long time. And I'm just saying.
What I'm saying is there's no way somebody could smuggle a baby in a
By the
metal
way, by the
pan.
way, do you guys not see the? Am I the only one who sensed that I was when the presenter was speaking? It almost felt like he was quoting from Alexander Dumas.
Oh
No, I didn't get that feeling.
no, I don't think so.
Really, really, dead baby replaced by another baby.
He didn't bring that up.
He didn't bring it up. You know why? Because Alexander Dumas wrote an entire novel based on that damn conspiracy theory.
Yeah, he did, but where do you think that came from?
Well, it came from them, but it's almost like the French are like basically uh, slapping the English across the face.
Although Dumas is one of my favorite authors.
Hmm, yeah,
I mean, my favorite author is, well, you got Dostoevsky. Oh yeah, yes, well, yeah, Stephen King, Dostoevsky, George Bernard Shaw with One Poetry. You got Edgar Allan Poe. You got Conte Cullen. Anyways, you know what? Let me not talk because writing is gonna get me somewhere else.
no, but wait a minute. Did you say Dostoevsky, like Fyodor Dostoevsky?
Yeah, Dostoevsky.
Okay. Uh, mm, how about this? If you can find translations, please read Nikolai Gogol.
Nikolai Google.
Nikolai Gogol.
Gogol. You said Google the first time, bro.
Yeah, you did.
I, I
Exactly.
probably did. Yeah.
You
Uh,
probably.
yeah.
One
Nikolai
of
Vasily
mine is
Gogol.
Jane Austen and Emily Bronte.
I could think it's Emily Dickinson, but yeah, Jen
Emily
Austen.
Bronte, Wuthering Heights.
Oh, I've heard about it. I haven't checked out her work yet, but I did. She was up there with there's one more. There was Emily Dickinson, Jane Austen. There was one more besides her that
Charlotte Bronte, maybe Jane Eyre.
Jane
Who
Eyre.
wrote Jane Eyre?
Jane Eyre was my mother's favorite. Jane Eyre. Hmm.
Oh, my Wuthering Heights was my mother's favorite.
Ah, okay.
No, I will say this Stephen King though. My first one, my number one is I love Stephen King books. I absolutely love Stephen King books. So
John
yeah,
Grisham.
John Grisham.
I know he's not exactly on par with Stephen King and whatnot, but he has a way of storytelling which is quite
I mean,
captivating.
I just recently watched the long. I just recently
Eh,
watched the Long Walk. I mean, the movie was okay. It didn't give the book justice though. I will say
I'm
that.
talking about the books because I used to read a lot of Grisham books. Like as a teenager, I read a lot of Grisham books.
Anyways,
So
guys, I'm getting a little bit tired. So I think it's about time we closed out. Again, I thank Sister Amat, Brother Hassan. I thank you guys for joining me today. I thank you guys for giving me company, and as always, I thank you guys for giving me your inclusion and your
Oh,
comedy.
there's something I had to mention before
Okay,
I forget, or it's going to stain my head for the next week.
okay.
Edward Richard III also declared his brother was illegitimate. Edward IV.
Why?
He just did. He didn't just declare his
Well,
illegitimate. He also said his mom had an affair
could that have been
before.
could that have been propaganda?
Yeah, that was propaganda. That is why. Yeah, that
I,
was
I
yeah,
was gonna
Richard's own propaganda.
I was gonna
yeah,
say
I got
because you didn't really see Richard III during Edward IV's reign because if that was really the case, you would have seen him been uppity earlier on, but you didn't really see that.
Of
Here's
course,
the
you didn't
thing,
see
though.
that. Edward IV drowned George in wine. Basically, you're not going to
No,
risk
sister,
that
he drowned himself.
himself. But Richard didn't want to drown himself.
He drowned himself
Eh, I
Yeah,
allegedly.
mean,
but Richard wasn't
I mean,
suicidal, so you have to take that into account.
Oh yeah,
okay.
with his stupid
I'm,
hunchback.
I'm just gonna say. I'm just gonna say it the way it is. It takes a certain brand of a-holeness to accuse your own mother of adultery.
Yeah, so
That's nothing.
yeah, he did that.
That's nothing.
Bro, I'm just saying
Not
it's
only did he declare, which is why people are skeptical of Richard's claim that Edward the Fifth was illegitimate because of that reason.
You know what?
Hmm, maybe.
Strangely, I need to consider what am I looking for in a wife. Like even as I was talking about that, I just need to talk about what am I exactly looking for in a wife when it comes to personality.
Bro, I have a great idea for you.
Oh dear God, what is it,
Really? I say a great idea, and you're like, dear God, what is it?
bro? Your record this stream has not been okay.
Yeah, it hasn't been.
Go
Yeah.
ahead, go ahead.
Take a trip down to Sierra Leone. All right. Find
Okay,
yourself a wife, and find yourself a wife from like the rural area.
the rural area.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying, right?
I get it.
Safe option. Might not be the same for me, but I'm just saying maybe it works for
Bro,
you.
it might not even be the same for me either. If what's nah, it might not be the safest for me either. I'm just saying that. I said it might. I don't know, but it might not be. I'll keep my options open.
I mean, if you're that gung ho about it, forget Sierra Leone. Then go
I
to
don't know. My father, obviously the only thing my parents are saying is just let her be a Muslim. That's about it, really. So, and obviously to all those, you know, yeah. Besides that, I mean, it is that's the obvious thing. So,
well, then take a trip to Yemen.
Yemen.
Why not?
I'm just gonna. I may just take a trip. Period to different places.
Yeah.
You know what? Do you recommend Pakistan or India?
Sister, I'm
Whatever
asking
you do,
you.
India.
No,
India?
no, 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 no,
India
no,
isn't. A lot of
India?
no.
Indian Muslims will tell you the same
Yeah,
thing.
India?
yeah,
Wait, tell you no.
yeah.
So this isn't just me, a Pakistani dissing on India.
Okay, so Pakistan, yes. India, no.
Or you could also try go to Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
Yeah.
I may have to apologize when I get there. So yeah.
Hmm. I
Okay.
mean, bro, look. The way I see it, and it's it's easy for us to sit here and talk about it, but once you go out there, and remember, you have your own culture to consider, right?
hmm
Right.
I'm,
So
I'm
what's
not.
the
I'm not.
benefit?
Really, I'm not really too big on, well, culturalisms and tribalism. I, I'm not.
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, there's certain things that you have to consider, right? Like the way people are in the house, the way family members are in the house, right? There's different cultures that act differently. The sort of
Mhm.
food you eat, the way you engage in conversation. These may sound like small things, but they do matter. They are
Mm,
significant.
true.
If you're going to be spending the rest of your life with someone, bi'idhnillah, you better make sure that they can adjust to you or you can adjust to them. One party has to adjust.
Okay. I will think about that while while I'm in one of my funks. But anyways, that's enough for tonight. I'm actually starting to get very, very tired. So again, I think it's time for us to close
I
down.
have to cook
Oh, what
something
you,
for the family.
there we go. What are you cooking?
Yeah, minced chicken.
Chicken kakima.
Chicken ka keema, yes.
That's a blight on
I
Cuba, but
know,
okay.
but
Is it? Please tell me. Uh,
that's what the shop had.
as long as it's not
Uh,
dry. I hate dry
It's
chicken.
not. If you know something about Pakistani food, the meat is not dry,
Okay,
especially the way we cook it.
thank God, because
yeah.
I hate dry. Oh my God, it's
Oh,
the worst.
it won't be dry. Have you seen how much oil we put in there?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And by the way, thank you so much, you Brits. Because of you, we're on oil. We were happy with butter, and now you took our
I
butter and you
knew
gave
he
us
wasn't
oil.
done with that. I knew he wasn't done. Ah.
And
You
then
had
Anyway.
to
I'm going to
mention oil.
psychoanalyze some characters in some of my favorite novels.
Anyways, guys. Sister Amat, any last thoughts?
If I'm just waiting for the handovers, there's there's more family drama coming.
Ah,
I'm waiting for George the 5th.
Hanover.
George the Fifth.
That should be it.
He was boring. I mean, not his reign, but as a person, he was
Yeah,
boring.
yeah. A lot of
Probably.
again, like I said before, the same with the Stuarts. When I say uppity with the
And
Hanovers,
he was George the Fifth wasn't from the House of Hanover.
oh, he wasn't in Hanover.
No, he was from the House of Saxe, Coburg, and Gotha.
And this is the funny thing I keep getting confused with these godforsaken German. I keep getting those confused.
That's Prince Albert's dynasty.
Ah, damn it. Okay, I might. Hopefully, I don't forget it. I don't forget it next week, but we'll see.
Don't
Uh,
worry, I'll put something in the chat.
Sister,
no worries, no worries, no
sister,
worries.
sister. There's so many jokes I cannot do since you mentioned Prince Albert. Oh.
Stop. What's the matter with you, bro?
I don't know what it is, man. It's just that with the English and all the things, it's like the side of me comes out. I'm like, I gotta roast these guys for everything I've got.
Anyways,
Oh,
brother Hassan, any
yeah,
last
English
thoughts?
Hanoverian drama. I'm just waiting for that stuff.
All right, brother Hassan, any last thoughts?
You mean other than everything I've spouted?
I'm saying this with concern. Any last thoughts?
Well, it was an interesting stream. I had a lot of fun. I'm sure Brother Ali was, at some point he was making dua, Ya Allah, please, please don't let this be struck out. Please don't let my
I know.
channel get shut down.
I had a lot of fun too, actually, bro. Controversy again. What is a stream without any controversy? That's the whole point of this. So it's fine.
And this is a history stream. What's a history discussion without controversy?
Yeah,
So it's all in good fun, bro.
yeah. Alhamdulillah, I enjoyed it.
I literally do that when I'm alone. Think about that. Think about historical controversies.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for coming up, and I'm going to close it down. We'll see you guys next week. All right.
All right.
All right. You guys have a good. Well, it's morning over. Is it still morning over there, or is it afternoon?
It's afternoon. It's 12. It's 12.
This morning ish, I guess. We're gonna be in
It's
the afternoon soon.
12:04.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
you guys have a good afternoon. All right.
All right.
All right. All right. Thank you guys for being here for another episode or for another stream from Dots Connected Through History. And again, I don't know how many people are currently watching, but hey, personally, I don't care. One person, two person, three person. It's not about the quantity, it's for the quality. So again, I appreciate each and every single one of you guys that are either you're staying up with me or you're spending your morning or you're spending your afternoon. I really do appreciate you being here for almost 4 hours. Again, it's a lot. Again, history needs to be spoken about more. I really do. And for those of you that love it, again, doesn't matter the size. I just really love and appreciate each and every single one of you guys. And I thank you. On that note, I will catch you guys next week for another episode of Dots Connected Through History, where we will talk about the Hanover Dynasty. You guys have a good night, good morning, or good afternoon.